and found a stronghold in the west entrance of the east cave. Now, there's an east side that we can still explore that has, well, we've encountered orcs there. So if you want to go down that way and just explore more of that area, um, you could possibly do that. But I was gonna say, I'm just here for the ride. So whatever
It's all
you guys
yours.
decide to do, I'm for.
We can go to
Yeah,
the
all
Eastern
indoors.
Cavern, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're strong enough to take on the stronghold. If not, we can pull back.
Do we have any breaching?
No, we need,
I
yeah,
have
we need a,
crowbars and stuff, but I don't have any bombs.
we need
Oh, we gotta
siege
get their
equipment though.
Yeah, the front door's huge. They have like crossbow slits and all that magic stuff. So
Oh yeah, never mind. Let's not do that. We'll just go explore more shit then.
Let's go to the Eastern Cavern.
The east?
okay.
Yeah, let's go to
Also,
the Eastern.
we fought off berserkers against with the city of Delm last night. It's a northern group, so if you want, we can go to Dolg and possibly try to eliminate some of the bandits and whatnot up north as a large group. We probably could take back a
I
small
would
settlement.
do that. That sounds fun.
But it's whatever you guys want to do.
That sounds good.
You know,
Let's go towards
yeah,
Dole.
just
Yeah, let's go north.
get some
Why go
food.
north? Where are we going in the north?
To kill berserkers, I guess.
Do we have a chance against them? Do we know where they are?
We just killed like 18 of them last night.
I wasn't sure. I fell asleep.
If enough fireballs, we can do it.
We ain't got fireballs. We got a priest, several guns, but we ain't got fireball.
I have a gun and I have the sleep spell.
That's your
Yeah. unless there's 3 lucky fucking berserkers that somehow roll 2 nat 20 then a goddamn 18.
All right.
We should be
So
fine.
you guys are aware of the situation. Whenever he asks me, I'm gonna tell him my answer. You guys do your thing. I lead, or I stay at the back. You guys know how to do things, so I'm not gonna make any major decisions. But yeah, so go ahead.
Alright, so hopefully that was enough time to openly discuss your ideas and plans for this adventure. I'm going to go down the list and make sure everyone has a chance to voice their own idea, of course, or preference. Starting with Algar. Algar the veteran, right? What do you think this party should do?
I think we should try to take on.
Take on what?
I think we should try to take on some kobolds.
Okay, and then Johnson, what do you think?
I say we assist taking that fortress. Assisting on it.
Fuck no.
Alright, and then Vail, what do you think?
I'm down for clearing out the east side of the fortress, not the west side, but the east side.
East side of the fortress.
Cavern, the east side
Oh,
of the area, because we haven't
cavern.
explored that in cavern, but we do know it goes deeper. So
Right. So, yeah, we want to try the cavern east. Okay, Odysseus, what do you think we should do?
Personally, I think we should be heading, instead of all of this bullshit, go south towards the temple down under, but considering the fact we have that big of a group, I don't think it's a good idea. We should head east for dungeons, but I will not follow if anyone goes towards the fortress.
Okay. Alright, so Odysseus is highly against going toward the fort, and he's alright with going to the cavern, but he'd prefer the temple, right? So, in the end, you chose the cavern, right? East.
Yeah.
Okay. Christian?
I'll go anywhere where Geese goes.
Okay. So, I think you're talking about Vail, so he wants to go east. So, the majority of the party is saying east so far. Bethany, what's your call? What would you recommend?
I would personally want a rematch with those kobolds, but that doesn't seem to be on the table.
Possibly.
I don't really understand what the other options are, but I will defer to Mitch.
Okay.
As
So-
my, he
So
has
I-
my.
Everybody's gonna hate the fuck out of me. So, hear me out, right? The dude that's paying me needs more help, and I feel obligated to help him right now.
Okay, no worries, brother.
So
Yeah,
I need
business
to go.
comes first. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
All good.
I was really looking forward to it. But if you wanted to know what I was gonna suggest, I was gonna suggest go northeast towards Dolg and help people and get your reputation up.
Okay, so join the war front to the north, right?
Yeah, that way you're not alone. And you. Yeah, but anyway, I'm sorry, guys. I'll be on soon.
Okay. Ginkgo?
I think going to the dungeons east, to the caverns, would be the move.
Right. So we've all voiced our opinions. We all have an idea. But we are a group. The party majority says we should try the Eastern Cavern. So if anyone isn't on board anymore, this is your chance to leave the party, right? But that is what we've come to agree with, right? The majority thinks we should try the Cavern East. So that's what we'll do, right? Alright. Before we set out to the cave east of here, is there anything else you guys need to do, perhaps here in town, before you begin your travels?
So put away my bow, and put my sword.
Alright, let's begin traveling
Just-
then. So.
Okay.
It's roughly 3 miles out. Your party leaves down quite early in the morning, around 8 o'clock. After breakfast provided by the town, actually. Your crew is becoming well renowned, and the townsfolk happily provide you with the provisions you might need before you set out. So, a good meal, a nice place to sleep, and, farewells, right? As you're slowly gaining more fame and reputation in this region. You set out across the field and into the woods to continue the war or campaign against the caverns east, right? Where the Greenskins dwell. The eastern border is starting to clear up. Little to no war is happening along the border anymore, right? The enemy have to withdraw after losing one of their armies, right? And they have to regroup, rearm, right? So expect a more dangerous foe upon returning to the Hobgoblin area, perhaps, right? But I don't know if we're done. I don't think you guys want to. You guys are probably gonna push from a past direction, right? The eastern side, which I believe might be their weakest front, since it's, the least visited area, at least against down, or not as important to them, right? Their main area of importance would be the west, right, which is direct access to down, right? So you're attacking them from the rear, but the rear end of the caves don't really connect easily to the other areas, at least for now, as far as we know. Right. As you travel, of course, across these grasslands and through these woods, there's of course always the chance of a random encounter, so we have to check for that. Right. No wandering monsters or anything like that. We'll check for any greenskins, right, or goblins or hobs, right? Alright, safely you travel across the forest, and soon you approach the forested hills among which you will find the west entry, right? But that's not what you're looking for. You go around this hill, right, and you're making your way toward the east side. This range of hills, the woods. And if that's the case, you slowly and surely, carefully make your way against the eastern cavern, right? The eastern entrance of these caves. Let's get into the small scale map and prepare your crew for their delve, right? So, to that, here's our campaign map. Odysseus, C3 now, right? You want to prepare your arquebus?
Yes, keep it cocked and loaded.
And you're okay with the same token? Or do you want to switch out?
Yep.
Okay.
No, I'm fine with the same token.
Right.
Always happen.
Good to go. Alright, let's grab the other tokens. We also have Vail. You're still okay with this token? Alright. You're now in E2, of course, and You want to use your warbow? Veil or Veil?
I forget I'm muted. I'm at home. I said, yeah, put me in the bag, Warbow. I want my 2 daily spells to be remembered as well.
Which ones
Sleep
are
Magic
those?
Missile.
Sleep and Magic Missile. Okay. I'll note this down. All right. Let's see who's next. We also have. He's not here today. Let's see.
You can reuse mine as well.
Bethany's here. Bethany, are you okay with this token still? Or do you want to change it up?
Sure.
Okay. And then,
That's fine. That's good.
what would you like to equip?
Set value at.
Shield Insane.
Sorry.
Alright. And then, let's see. We'll get a new token for Algar, right? Because you're new. So, or this character's new. Alright. When you see a token you like, just let me know, and then I'll grab it for you. As per usual.
Okay, we'll stop right there. We'll go up. We'll do the first row.
First
First guy at the very far left. Yep.
What would you like to equip?
I'm gonna be pulling the cart.
Oh, that's right. Alright, next is going to be Johnson. I don't know if we got you a token yet. The other day you were... Yeah. Let's grab you a token.
We were just. I
Yeah,
was
at war.
never.
Okay.
Yeah, that. Alright, let's see. Oh, why does it all have to always get blurry when this happens? Alright, stop. Oh, go up a little bit. That's
Which row?
well, what do you call that hat? It's the one that has the hood with the that one.
Okay.
What do you call
It's
that?
like a cowl, I think.
Cowl. Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna work with that.
Well, let's see. What do you want to equip?
My pole and what was that bow called again? The
Composite bow?
bow, whatever it's called.
Yeah, the composite bow.
Composite. Yeah. And can I get my lamp or all lit and stuff and hooked up on my belt?
Sure. Yeah, grab one for you real quick. I'm gonna grab a token for it actually. Just a moment. costing you 1 candle, right? I think. Let's see. Or do you have oil?
Yep.
Let's see.
I had a candle.
Okay.
How long do candles last?
Candles, they last for 4 hours. This was lit at 10:10.
Alright. Quite a while.
Yep, so it'll die at 14:10. Alright, let's see, who else is next? Just going down the list now at this point. Odysseus is good. Christian, you're next. Okay, you'll need a token.
Yeah, reuse the same one that I've been using.
You sure you don't want to grab a new
Oh.
one? This one, right?
Yeah, I like the one I've been using.
Is it this one?
No, it's
No.
up still.
Up?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
Keep going up.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Okay. And what would you like to equip?
Great sword.
Alright. Let's see who's next. Ginkgo, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have one.
If you see a token you like, let me know. I'll grab it for you.
There's a guy in a hood smoking a pipe up there.
Smoking a pipe.
Or has hay in his mouth or whatever else, that works.
You said it was on the top?
It was closer to the top, wherever you started at. Just get the guy in the Gandalf hat.
Oh, this
That's
one right
fine.
here?
Yeah, that guy.
And then what would you like to
We
equip?
just walked out of the crew.
What?
What do you want to equip?
I have my
Arquebus?
arquebus ready.
Do you want to have it loaded?
Yes.
Bear in mind, if you load this rifle, the primer and gunpowder has been poured out, right? So it cannot be stored away again, right? Properly. So once you load it, it's ready to fire, right?
Then I'll have my sleep spell ready.
Good to go. Appreciate it. Alright, looks like our crew is ready to move in, right? I think Mitchell, I don't know if he's coming back or not. But maybe he'll stay outside. Maybe he'll join in a little late. Alright. So a crew of 7, right? Whose cart was this? This belongs to Algar, right? Yeah. Alright, who wants to lead this expedition? Anyone?
Does that mean I have to fucking lead it?
I recommend you leave, because if I have to cast spells, I'm not going to be able to give commands. So
It's gotta be Geek. It's gotta be Goldman.
Alright, Odysseus, you alright with leading the crew?
Not really, but I'll do it.
Okay,
Clear, I can imagine you are walking to a dungeon.
I
right.
would
I would
like
like to remind everyone here that I'm at work. So if I suddenly go quiet, understand why.
Alright,
Nobody else
can
wants to
I-
volunteer?
can I go in front? Too?
You and him can help
yeah.
lead.
I have a poll, so I have to do my poll.
You'll be the problem.
Yeah, you have to do your pole stuff. You're
Right.
pulling me on.
Sounds good. Anyone
This pole.
prefer to be second rank?
I will.
I should probably be, because I can do shield wall.
Everyone else is gonna fall in
I
then.
need someone with torches.
Someone has a
There's
lantern.
torches in the cart.
Someone has a lantern on board.
I think
I have a
Vale,
lantern.
he has a
Oh no, DM, I have the
continual
card.
light necklace.
Algar has the card.
Gold. I have continual light on my person.
I can put my sling away and carry a torch if anybody has a torch for me to use.
That's continuous light. You don't need that.
Yeah. So we do have light, magical light wherever Vale goes, he carries a necklace of continual light. So it's just it's not the same as torches if you need an open flame, right? So if we have no chance of surprise now, because of course there's light. So unless your thieves are sent ahead.
I would like to light the candle on my belt, please.
Yeah, sure. Alright. One candle expended.
Odysseus,
Begin.
I feel like you should be behind me since I have the great sword.
I think that's a good idea. You go up front, Christian.
You wanna lead?
Okay.
Alright.
Ah, thank God.
Christian Johnson, you're leading the crew.
Now I have a chance to shoot you in the back of the head.
If you do anything he doesn't like. And I assume you want that thing loaded in your this.
Yeah, it is loaded. We already discussed this.
Right. You and Kinka are loaded. Okay, let's explore into the caverns. The entrance is 20 feet wide as per usual. Little to no changes since you were last here. It's been a while since you were back in this cavern. Mossy rubble toward the north. Water flows down toward the south. It is the midst of summer now. There are some minor changes around the cavern, I would say. We've got 2 minor changes here along the creek here. Now we've got flowers growing along here, right? So, wildflowers growing along the creek in the midst of summer, right? Usually there's just tall grass maybe. But now we've got wildflowers blooming along the water, cave water. Additionally, another thing to note is there are a lot of nets flying around here now. So it's another thing to note. We got nets, right, flying around between the mossy rubble and the wildflowers. Or bugs, right, various bugs flying around, but mostly around this northern area of the cave, which does cause a possible penalty, right? It'll be in your face as you move through them. Other small things to note is the cracks have increased in size. It appears. Annotating this here. Okay. But yes, the cracks here have increased in size.
It's a hell mouth.
Alright, so this whole area here might be unstable now. If you are to use this area for combat or want to stand around this area of the cave, right, just be wary. It could be a bit dangerous, right?
Right, so the plan is we're gonna head through the west door, or west doorway, or whatever you want to call it. And of course stay clear of the cracks near that way. Yeah.
For the west, right. The party begins
Head west
exploring
and
it.
avoid the cracks.
Right, carefully prodding the floor, carefully observing their surrounding, right? Moving in as carefully as they can. Exploration, right? Right, checking for a surprise.
Okay, we don't need to be fucking careful.
We are surprised. As your party move toward the west, right, carefully trying to eye the floor, prod, we are surprised. A camouflaged monster emerges from the ceiling. It's 1d2 appearing. Level 1.
Oh fuck.
One has dropped down on the crew, right? The indication was the gnats, but yeah, from the ceiling, a camouflaged bug lands on one of the characters. I'm gonna roll 1d8 or random. Who is the victim? It's gonna be number 3, Odysseus. As you moved in, giant spider lands on you, right? Crab spider.
No, we're not. We're not doing this. You gotta.
So in reaction, of course, our crew was surprised. They have a 4 in 6 chance of surprise, I think. So yeah, as your crew moved in, giant crab spider lands on Odysseus, blends in perfectly with the environment, right? Naturally, you would only maybe notice this if you took the time to carefully observe a particular area, but that takes a long time, right? Like 10 minutes to see a hidden thing, which is hidden means concealed, covered, or camouflaged in this case, right? Which is concealed.
Mhm.
So you did not
There
see
was
it.
not a roof there.
Yep.
Right.
So it would look like rocks in the ceiling, right? Just like the rocks. So it dropped on Odysseus, and you all have a chance to react. Christian, what's your move? Like you're walking, you suddenly hear commotion behind you. Do you want to turn around, or do you want to keep moving, or stand guard, or how do you want to
Turn
react?
around and attack my sword.
You want to swing it on Odysseus? There's a spider on him, right? It landed on him. It dropped down for a grapple, right? So if you swing and you miss, you're going to chop Odysseus' head off, right? You still want to do it?
No.
You're also in close quarters with all your men. A great sword and sword, you know, swing that thing around, you're going to hit your own team, right? So. Alright, so anyway, you're like turning around, hesitant, right? Ready to swing your sword, but you see Odysseus is there with his gun in his hand, right? Maybe about to blow his brains out as he points it up to the monster, right? Johnson, you know, you're exploring west with Christian when suddenly there's commotion from behind. How do you want to react? Do you want to keep moving? Do you want to take out? Yeah.
Can I attempt to push the spider off the pole?
Yeah. You turn around. You're starting to turn around. You're trying to poke it off of him. Bethany, you were walking along Odysseus, right? And suddenly something large and hairy jumps onto Odysseus' head, right, from the ceiling. Starts wrapping its legs around them, right? What do you want to do about it?
It suddenly grew hair.
I'll cast sleep.
Cast sleep? Alright, so you've got to drop something to cast it. Is that fine?
Yes,
What did you drop?
I'll drop this sling.
Okay. Good to go. That's a free action. Doesn't take any time to drop. So, dropping that sling, gesturing your hand, speaking the runes, or, speaking the words, right, the command. And then, of course, Ginkgo with your arquebus. You see Odysseus got a giant spider on the back of his head, right? Do you want to shoot it, or do you want to do something else? How would you like to react?
If I shoot it, is there a chance of me hitting him, or can I angle it?
There's
so
a
it
very
won't hit
high
him,
chance
no matter
it will
what?
go. Yeah. I mean, there's a chance you might just hit the spider, but it's very, very dangerous, right? So, to shoot it while it's on his head.
I'll take a step back so people that can actually do something can make space and help out, but that's about it.
Okay.
If I can't do anything.
Yeah, you clear out. You don't want to
Yeah.
take that risk.
Not enough to like separate from the party, but enough that
5 feet
Vale
maybe.
can like move
Yeah.
in place to
Allow Vale to maybe react.
sort of help out. Yeah.
Okay. Algar, you were dragging the cart through, and suddenly something in front of you jumps from the ceiling onto Odysseus' back, right? It's on his head and back. What's your reaction to that? You want to grab it? Do you want to
I'm gonna move the cart back.
push it back? Okay. As you turn around, you like start pushing it back, right? Vale, your turn, right? You're moving with your bow. You see a spider on him. Do you want to try to shoot it or something else?
Odysseus, suck it up, buddy. I'm gonna send a war bow straight at it.
Okay, very well. You are taking the risk. Hopefully this is
Odysseus,
not
you
being
got this.
Odysseus.
Alright.
Alright. So naturally Bethany is casting a spell, but it won't go off until the end of the round. The spider had a surprise round, so it's round it chose to jump down and try to grapple Odysseus. So before you all made these moves, it attempted a grapple on him. Therefore it had to roll an unarmored attack, right? So it's attacking your
How
unarmored
big is this
armor class.
fucking spider?
It is a giant crab spider. It's about 5 feet. It's huge, right? It's massive.
So
it's like a
it's
xenomorph, right?
It's like the
Imagine,
size of a dog.
you know, like
Yeah,
aliens,
spider
right?
size.
The aliens movie, those black spider or those black aliens, right? That around that size,
Oh
almost really
hell
small.
no, we're not
Oh.
doing
It's
this.
just jumped
The
onto you,
fucking
right?
thing.
So, alright, it's on your back, it's on your head, it's trying to tear through the back of your head. So let's see if it does, right? First, it's got to do a grapple. If it grapples you,
No.
while it's grappling, it's very vulnerable, by
Really?
the way, right? Because it's in a grapple. But then, of course, after it grapples you, it can easily kill you. So, unarmored attack, or attack your unarmored armor class. It has made a hit. There's contact, right? Now it's gonna roll a force doors
No.
check to render you helpless, right? So failed.
Troll
Right?
is not my age.
So it is a standard grapple. It is hanging on your back. That's about all it was able to accomplish on its own turn before you guys were able to react, right? So it wasn't able to render you helpless, right? It has its grip on you. You are encumbered by it. You're having its weight on you. It's got a grip on you, but it hasn't restrained you yet fully, right? And now in reaction, Now it's our turn and its turn again. It's gonna continue to try to. Now that it's on you, it's gonna try to bite you, right? So, while it bites you, technically in a grapple here, based on the rules, right? So you're not helpless. If you're helpless, it can automatically kill you, right? But you're not helpless yet, right? It hasn't fully restrained you. Instead, it just got you normally grappled. So therefore, let's see. It says that the rules: grapplers may be attacked with +4 to hit, or attacked automatically killed if helpless. So in this case, it's gonna have a +4 to hit now since it's got you grappled. Okay. So. It hasn't restrained you yet. If it restrained you, you would be automatically killed, right? But
Yeah.
Alright. It just has a grip on
But
you.
it doesn't hit.
So fortunately,
It doesn't hit.
he's
It's
chewing
not high
into your
enough.
helmet. Yeah, it's not high enough, right? It's chewing down on your helmet. Can't get through, and that's when Vale loses his arrow on the spider right from the back. Here's Vale's shot,
Alright.
and if this fails, of course, then we got Bethany. Yeah, backup plan. All right, Vale rolls a 19. Okay, it's a hit. The damage is this is a what kind of warbow is this?
It's just a normal warbow.
Normal? Okay, so 1d10. And you have the same hit die as it, so it's not double damage yet. So it's just 1d10 warbow damage. Alright, 5 damage. You used a normal arrow, so 5 damage to it. Let's see if it died. We're gonna roll its hit dice. Giant crab spider. So a bit of a surprise, right? Put us on edge, but not too big of an encounter. It's level 1 after all. This is more of a. If you were extra careful, maybe this wouldn't happen, but more of a bad luck situation. Let's see.
We're not dead yet.
Right. So anyway, giant spider. Hit die is 2, right? So we're gonna roll the hit die. It has 10, right? So it survived it. Let me put him on the board. I don't know if I have a token. Oh, do I have one? Let's see.
Yeah, some spiders up top, no? Oh no, it's a bug.
Okay. Alright, yeah. I'll use an old one. Let's see if we can find it. The OG tokens. Alright, there we go. So here's this giant spider on Odysseus, right? Let's see if so it is at 5 hit points left, right? It survived the shot. It was trying to chew through his helm. Failed to do so. And then Bethany
So
launches
can I-
asleep. Yeah, here comes
Can
Bethany.
Odysseus do anything to fight the grapple?
Oh yeah,
on his
yes, you
turn?
can. So Odysseus, are you trying to pull it off of you? Are you trying to shoot it off of you, or what do you want to do to it while it's hanging on you?
Well, considering the fact that it's on the back of my head, I don't think it's a good idea to shoot it.
You want to throw it off? Like push it off?
Yeah, I want to toss it.
Okay. So while it was trying to bite, you try to force it off of you. You have a +4 to hit because you're in a grapple with it.
Get the fuck off me, you wee little shit.
You're attacking its unarmored armor class, so you make contact with it. You're not trying to damage it. You just put your hands on it and start throwing it and see if you're able to throw it off. You're doing exertion of force. Alright, so if you pass the force doors check, which you did, you can do 2 things, right? So aside from taking it off of you, right, you can also either throw it a good distance or damage it, right? Like slam it to the deck. So, or you can even try to reverse counter the grapple, right? Restrain it. So you pass the grapple, so you can, there's a few things you can do. You can either counter the grapple and start grabbing it instead and pin it to the floor. You can slam it into the wall for damage, or you can throw it a good distance, right? Those are some
I
things.
slam it into the fucking wall.
Okay. I mean, if you want to automatically kill it, you might restrain it. You want to automatically, if you restrain it,
Why would I restrain it? Selwell being alive?
it will still be alive, but if you restrain it, it's wriggling around and someone could just execute it, stomp its head, right? You won't have to roll damage. If you throw it into the wall, you're
Fine,
going to
I'll
roll damage.
restrain it then.
Alright, so you
I'll
basically
restrain
grab
it.
it off of you, bring it to the deck, and hold it down, right? And from there, if Johnson's poking it with his pole, right, it's not very effective. Maybe if it was still on you. But then, Christian, with that, you can take that opportunity to bring your sword down on its head, right? Step back and chop its head. So, you want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take off his head.
And
Don't
Bethany's,
mind.
sadly, your spell fizzes out then, in that case. It was rendered useless.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was a backup plan.
I'd like to retrieve my sling, please.
All right, good call there. You know, if they really fucked up, you would have been very helpful right there, right? But fortunately, they managed. Let's see. All right, your first foe has been killed. Okay. So.
Whoa.
Oh yeah. You
And
can
then
loot
as
this
soon as
thing.
I
You
got
can
the
just leave it
foe-
outside, and you can loot it later, right? Take it back home. It's worth a decent chunk of money.
Didn't Al Gore have a dagger on him?
Didn't Algar what?
Doesn't Al Gore have a dagger on him? Is that...
I don't have a dagger on me, bro. I got a spear. I got a spear and sword.
Oh, I thought you had a dagger on you.
Nope, I never rock a dagger.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah. Well, I don't know whether it's relevant anyway. I think he had a handguard equipped, so it's okay. Are we good to move forward, or you guys need to take a break, or what's the situation?
No, let's continue.
Continue forward.
Yeah,
Make
we
sure to
can
stay
rest
off
in
those
there.
crowds.
Just a random encounter, I guess. Small changes to the dungeon, right?
It's a fucking spider. Next time I'm keeping it as a pet.
Alright.
You may be laughing now, but I might do it.
It is possible, I suppose.
Well, I checked the wiki. You can technically tame a hippogriff.
Yeah. Yeah, you could.
What?
Very hard to do, but definitely possible.
That's mostly because like their alignment and intelligence
Yeah, mutual.
more than
Benefits.
just they're a wild beast.
Yeah, this guy is more of a wild beast than a hippogriff, right? Very neutral.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we
Alright.
continue inwards.
You want to go west? You see a small bone pile on the
Yeah.
wall. Bloodstained demon statue still
Someone
there.
check the doorway with a pole.
Yeah, I have a pole.
Prodded. Floor has been prodded.
Yeah.
Doorway's been prodded. Clear.
Good.
Nothing
Continue
triggered.
onwards.
Christians
I'll go
first.
first.
Single file.
Keep
You are a big man. I will not remember you when you die.
What?
Who, me?
Alright, so far it's clear.
Oh,
The
my
tunnel is
character
clear.
doesn't remember.
This is out of date. Take these off the board.
Oh, still, you don't think...
Let's see.
Rats?
Those are what we annihilated last time I was here. We took out about 7 or 8 rats, and I think 9 orcs. Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
9, not including the leader. So get ready for one fucking fight again.
Oh, I'll be able to take him out this time.
Time to be a thief and sneak in the shadow.
Okay. So you explore into or through this tunnel. Little to nothing has changed since you were last here and mapped the area. We got the broken pressure plate still, the scratch marks across the floor north to south at the end of the tunnel, and it continues into a chamber that goes southwest, right? 20-foot by 20-foot chamber, one
Yeah.
alcove to the northwest. Party has advanced down the tunnel now. Okay, how would you like to proceed? These shields are gone.
We move up, we do up.
I'm gonna peek that corner.
Peek the corner, prod the floor, it's clear. Nothing has changed since you were last here. I mean, there are some changes, naturally. Nothing major though. The remains that were last annotated on the map, where the orcs were killed, the orc remains have been removed from the area. Little to nothing remains from them. The room smells of decay, mainly to the north, so it smells bad to the north.
Does my mask help with that?
It can, yeah.
Okay. Just wondering.
Yeah, it
That would be
stinks,
fighting it.
but maybe the smell is half as potent against your mask. Makes it hard to smell, so. Smell is sometimes good, so you can know what might be up ahead. Like, it smells indicating rot or dead up ahead. Otherwise, we got a door to the south, alcove to the north, rat bones, a disabled snakehead statue, right, used to be trapped. It's eyeless, right?
May I do my thievery things on the door and traps on it?
Yep, Johnson, you'll prod up to the door and begin prodding the door. As you do that, Christian, what would you like to do? Proceed with Johnson or secure the position or something else?
I would tell Bethany to go up there with him and in front of him because she's her shield.
Okay, you ask Bethany to
Who
move
am I
up.
getting in front
Johnson.
He's prodding ahead right now. Do you want to stand with him or do you want to stand in front of him? If you're in front of him,
of? Well,
you're kind
if
of in his
I'm
way.
in front of him, then I'm gonna be hit by whatever he's triggering. So I don't want to do
You
that.
got a shield.
I don't worry about me. It's my job. Check.
Yeah.
Alright, so as you guys exchange ideas, Odysseus, do you want to just hold the position or advance or something else?
I think everyone can pile into that room without problem.
Yeah, I would like to suggest to Odysseus that he prepare in the event of combat. I can kneel down and he can get behind me and use my shield as cover and as a brace for his weapon.
Is that fine with you,
Alright.
Odysseus? Okay. Bethany,
Yeah.
where would you like to post up? You want to be like flanking the door? Do you want to be northeast of it?
Can you zoom out a little bit? I can't see the area. Alright. Yeah, I'll flank the door.
Okay, then Odysseus, you want to post up east of her, right?
Yeah.
Alright, Ginkgo, do you want to get to Odysseus' side and help flank or something else?
Yeah, I'll get a little bit back, but still flanking the door and
Okay.
have my arquebus ready.
Is this good enough? Northeast of the door?
Yeah, that works.
Alright, Christian, you okay with this spot? Do you want to keep suggesting things to the crew or...
I mean, I can't really do nothing. I got a great sword. This is close quarters. I would move back by,
Do you want my short sword for a bit so you can swing around a little easier?
No, I would. Yeah, I could sheathe my great sword and get the short sword. Yeah.
You want
Yeah,
it?
no. If I'll hand over my short sword so we can use it.
Yeah,
I want it back, but
great sword in close combat is pretty, dangerous to use, especially against smaller foes like rats, for example. The great sword would be very weak against that, unless you can keep them at a good distance, right? Short sword is a lot more effective in a small space. Okay, yeah, you loan him your
Could
short
you
sword.
use a great sword for prodding?
Prodding? I suppose you could, but it'd be very heavy and cumbersome, right? And expensive to lose to a trap, right? Let's see. But yes, you could. Just as a very expensive version of a pole, right? That can also function as a weapon, I suppose. Let's see. Alright, short sword's been passed on. I'm gonna put on his sheet until you are ready to retrieve it. Alright, so we are trading some equipment.
Wait, can I also equip my shield as well?
Yeah, your heavy shield. Sure.
Yeah.
Algar, do you just want to pull your cart forward? Or do you want to stay back? Or what's your move as everyone's moving in to explore?
I'll wait here with the cart.
Wait in the tunnel with the cart. Vale, are you trying to push up there or are you going to stay back?
I'm gonna stick at that corner. That corner, I'm gonna go ahead and ready a recall to match missile spell.
Do you want to cast and have the missile ready to throw, or do you just want to have the scroll in your hand?
Go ahead and get it ready to throw.
Okay. It'll last for 10 minutes, right? So, you're in the middle of casting one, please.
Clear, it'll fizz out. It is what it is, but if we need it.
Right. It will be ready to launch at a moment's notice, instantaneous. Yeah. One missile depleted. That sounds gross. Alright. Johnson, back to you. It's your turn again. As your crew moved in,
Yes.
figured things out, you were prodding that door, doing your job. Door has been prodded. What did you want to do right after you finished prodding the door?
I wanna listen into there, like,
Listen against it?
yeah, listen against it, like, do you hear any movement?
Good to go. Let's check. Listen. You're gonna try to listen in for. Naturally, I'll tell you what you already can hear, but then there's a chance you can hear quiet noises or approaching positions, right? So
Yeah.
we'll see. All right. At this time, there's nothing else to report other than the noises of the cavern. So you hear nothing behind this door, right? So whether, yeah, you hear
Is
nothing
the
behind
door unlocked?
Door is unlocked, yeah.
it. You want to try it? It's a
I
pull
don't-
door.
What?
Do you want to try pulling it open to find out?
I just like, I don't have to fully open it. Can I just
How would you know if it's unlocked or unstuck?
fair enough. I want to turn. Yeah. I'm gonna
It
open
is
the door.
closed. It is shut. You can
I'm,
open.
I'm going.
Oh, go ahead. What are you saying?
I was gonna open the door and follow, like, basically stay behind the door as I open it.
Okay, so open it toward the west, right? Move back as you open it.
Mhm.
Right.
I'm going to be open.
Let me check if it is unlocked.
Shouldn't be.
It is. Alright. You open the
What?
door with ease. So you pull the door open, right, and you hear a snap and a fizz. You hear it like a snap and a sizzling sound, right? And you're backing
Now
up.
fuck this shit.
Okay. In response, what do you want to do? Just hold that position against the wall or something else?
I heard a sizzle sound. Fuck that shit.
Right. You
Yeah,
heard
run
like a
behind
fuse
me.
go off, right?
Yeah, I'm
Jump back.
Yeah.
Alright, Bethany, right, as you open it, there was a snap, right, and a fuse. What do you want to do in reaction? Raise your shield, back up.
Both.
Okay, how would you like to back up? Through the campfire or north or something else?
I'll go north.
Moving north. As she does that,
How far can I move as a medium footman?
half your speed in this mode, or maybe half your speed because he opened it around. He backed up. He snapped it about halfway through the round, so you have half a round before the next round. So you move half your movement. So therefore, as a medium footman, that's 10 feet. Then 20 feet is the normal rate of running the full speed. So you do 10 feet back, right? As he opened it, you like heard that snap. You quickly, turned and stepped, stepped north. So. Odysseus, you want to just crouch low and stay at the corner, or
Crouch low,
reaction?
pull out my shield if possible to cover my ass.
okay? So you've got your gun, you lower it, you're reaching for your shield, trying to cover yourself. Ginkgo, do you want to keep your weapon aimed to the south or something else in reaction to what just happened?
I'm gonna. If
Hold.
I back up 5 more feet, do I still have a clean line of sight or no?
Nah, she's gonna be in your way, so you'll back up to the
Okay.
north. Just get some more distance. Christian, do you want to react to this, or just hold as they back up?
Move beside Bethany and raise my shield.
Move beside her. Okay. Raise your shield.
Yeah.
And then the others, did you guys want to react to what just happened, or just hold?
Just hold.
Yeah, I just hold.
Okay. So Johnson jumped back. Yes. Let's see what your encumbrance is. Hopefully it's enough.
It's like,
You're a light footman. You stayed at light.
yeah, I'm light equipment.
Okay, so you
Exactly
can jump
40, I
15
think.
feet. Yeah, It's really good to be a light thief, right? So for situations like this, you easily back out of the danger zone.
I'm like, fuck.
Right. So our thief opens, clears the door, disables the trap possibly. That's the radius. It's gonna blast, and the second danger zone's here. So for the most part, we're
Oh my
clear.
god, I just made it.
Yeah, just made it. Barely. So,
Like, oh my god.
the crew escapes the blast. It blows up right there, right? Your foot would have been blown up or something, right? There was another shrapnel grenade trap, right? Blows up, explodes outward, and door is damaged, right? It's flung open, but it's damaged. So we've got a damaged door, right? Fuck. A damaged. Right.
These motherfucking orcs, man, I tell you.
Yeah. The grenade went off. There was a blast, a loud blasting at the doorway. But in response, after you cleared the area, let me see. They're not there, of course. But you've got,
Get
you're
ready
looking
for
down.
fire.
There's a stairway headed down. No enemies in sight at the moment. It appears. Yeah, it's clear. So, Johnson, your move again. After clearing the door, right, backing out of there easily, with ease, right, as a light thief. So you make a good thief then. What would you like to do in response? Get back up there?
I'm gonna hide behind. No, I'm hiding behind the two
Fighters?
shields.
Okay.
And I put away my pole to prepare my combo.
Alright, so Johnson, as you turn around, you notice something, right? Bunch of rats just kind of like hanging out here. Let me see
Oh
the ring.
shit, rat!
And there's no one with a torch in your crew, so they're not as scared of your crew, right? They're just hanging out. Let me see the reaction to our party. They are actually very
hanging
hungry.
out.
So they're actually hostile intent, right? So they start moving on Johnson. As Johnson, you turn around, you see them, you're like, oh shit, right? They're like creeping up on you. They were trying to like get the drop on you, right? While you guys were busy. So you're the one to see them because everyone else is focused on what's going on to the south, right? They crawl out of the cracks, and none of them are afraid, right? They ain't afraid.
Could they
to die.
not possibly make a morale check against that explosion?
It's a loud sound, so I suppose they will react to it. Big loud sound. It's not a morale check, but I'll say it's a reaction check for sure, a noise check, right? So, see how they react to it. They react favorably to it, in your favor, of course. So that would be, in favor would be that they are scared of it, right? So, it's a loud sound. It causes them to kind of back up, right? Scram into the freaking nooks and crannies of the walls again, right? So scare them temporarily. That big bang, right? They backed up, right? It is a loud sound. They are wild animals. Johnson, right? As you turn around and saw them backing up from the loud sound, did you want to make a move on them, or did you still want to get behind Bethany Christian? Or do you want to stay here?
I'm gonna stay there and say rats.
All right, let the crew know. All right, as you,
Yeah.
you know, alert your crew of the rats you see, which they didn't see you, of course. They were sneaking up on your crew. Christian, do you want to turn to face them, or do you want to turn to face the south, or something else? Is it time to advance?
Let's see.
You want to think about it?
I would
Okay.
tell Johnson to get behind me.
By behind you,
Um,
do you mean north or south, right?
but like behind my shield, you know.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
what direction
north,
are you
south.
facing then?
Yeah, which direction?
Because right now you're facing south. You're
He would
asking
be
him to
facing
put his.
north. Yeah,
You're asking him to be on the
yeah,
rat
he'd be
side.
facing north.
So yeah, Christian,
Yeah.
right? For your turn, you're like, Johnson, get behind me, right? And he's like, there's rats, right? There are rats over there, right? The rats are not scared of our crew, right? The sound maybe scared them a moment, but they're back to normal. So like, Johnson's refusing to get behind you. He'd rather stay beside you, I guess. Use this pedestal as some cover. In the meantime,
Yeah, that's what's
Bethany, as they're figuring things out, right? What are you doing in reaction to the situation? Are you ready to advance down the stairs or something else?
Who are you asking?
It's your turn, yeah.
Okay. I would like to light one of my flasks of oil, and when able, I would like to sling it at the ground in front of the rats.
Okay, so you're putting your shield away first? Right.
Well, no, I mean, can't I use a shield and sling at the same time?
Oh, yeah, you want to sling one, so you have to load it real quick. So, yeah. I would say, like, the same hand that you have your sling in, you kind of just wrap the sling around your hand, pull out the flask, and then, you know, put your hand through your shield. Yeah, you're loading your sling with a flask of oil right now. And you'll launch it near the end of the round, because you have to retrieve the oil flask first. Let's see.
Yeah, that's cool.
Which is pretty easy. It's on your belt. You don't have to go through your bag or anything. So yeah, she's about to sling oil on them. First she's going to light it. You're using the flaming oil, right?
That's right.
Okay. As she's preparing to oil the enemy, Ginkgo, it's your turn. What do you want to hold? Yeah. Do you want to ready a shot toward the west? Do you want to keep your eyes to the south or something else? Party's not advancing yet. They're, I guess, figuring things out still.
I'm gonna. Are there ready actions in the way we play or no?
Yeah, you can prepare to shoot, right? If you want to guard the north, for example.
Could I like put my gun down, ready my action to cast sleep if the flask doesn't kill them or if it misses or something?
Yeah, so actually you don't have to put the gun down. You have it slung. And you can keep it in one hand, ready to take up in two when you're ready to fire. It only takes one hand to cast if you're using a memorized spell. So.
Okay, perfect.
Yep. So your rifle can stay in your hand.
So I'll
you can watch.
put it in one hand, and then if the fire fails or something, I would like to cast sleep. Not preparing or anything yet, just like a normal cast speed whenever it happens.
Okay, yeah. Do you want to pre-cast it? Like, you want to start casting it and not loose it until you see them? Or do you want to hold off? Because if you start casting it and you do anything else, the spell will fizz out. But then, of course, if you pre-cast it,
No.
you'll be able to, like, launch it right away, right? Because it takes 10 seconds to cast.
I won't precast it. I'll just like be
Alright,
ready
just
to
ready.
cast it.
Yeah, so just have a free hand. Okay.
Mhm.
In the meantime, Vale, what's your move?
I just lose an arrow into a pair of rats. You know how they kind of poke their head out right before the explosion happened?
Sure,
I'm gonna
yeah.
try to send the arrow through two of them.
I suppose you wait for a line of fire between Ginkgo and Bethany.
Yep, and then try to blast whenever they kind of like lined up, right? You know earlier how you had them right next to each other? That's when I wanted to shoot them.
Okay. Sure. Originally, yeah, that's fine. You were on guard. Algar, you were just standing by with the cart, or did you want to prepare a weapon?
I'll prepare my warbow.
Alright, handcart's been set down. You had your warbow in hand. So, what actually happened, of course, as crew was, backing off from the explosion, reacting to the rats, figuring things out, Bethany preparing sling and oil, as she backed up from the blast. Ginkgo, of course, backing up, but while he was backing up, Algar and Vale took the opportunity to fire upon the rats. I think Algar might be a little late, and also no line of fire quite yet, but Vale had a chance to hit some rats when they were in the midst of their advance, right? And I suppose he wasn't ready to go, right? He had a bow, right? So he waited for that line up, and as he didn't say anything, I suppose. He saw them as they snuck up because he was on guard, and he fired when there was a line of fire right there, right? If you want to target two, for sure, like certainly target two at a time.
Yeah, try to shoot them.
Then the damage has to be halved between the two of them, even if you miss one. Is that okay?
Completely fine.
Okay. First target. That's a with bonuses applied. Hit.
+3 to hit.
Yeah. Second target. Hit. All right. Your damage with one arrow is a D10. It'd be double because they're small. Right. And it'd be doubled again because you've got fighting skill. So each of them takes 2d10 damage. It's overkill. Yeah. Okay. One took 3 actually. He might have survived it if he's tough. Wow. Okay. This guy survives it. Went through him and into the other one, and he's still alive. So you nicked this guy, right? And you killed this guy probably. Let's see if this guy survives. So one of them miraculously survived the shot, right? There's a slight chance he could, and he did.
Tag her right in the heart.
You nicked him, right? Just right over him. Big cut. And it went into this guy. Killed him. Alright. This one's dead, this one's been nicked. And at that point, they all start retreating.
You're shooting again. Does that mean we need to make another roll?
Another what?
No, it's an arrow. Sorry, I thought it was an arquebus.
So,
Yeah, I made 2 separate attacks for the 2 different rats. If you're watching.
Yeah.
Alright. It was a 12 and a 17 or something like that. So, whereas roll to hit. Okay.
Yeah.
So while that went off, of course, Ginkgo backed up into the wall. The rats took a step back. Bethany prepared a flask of oil. Johnson, right, complaining he doesn't want to get any closer to Christian, who's ordering him to get behind him. And as that was all happening, also I gotta check with Odysseus. What were you doing? Did you want to keep guard to the west, or something else?
Considering the fact that they are under control of what the fuck is happening there, I'll go towards the door and keep an eye on the south.
Okay, good to go. Back to Johnson.
You know, with the octopus doors and, you know,
Yeah.
are aimed if anything is there.
Empty stairs and landing at the bottom. All right, let's see. Johnson, your turn again. What's your next move?
I
You want to open fire? Drop the
Drop.
pole.
drop my pole, and I'm gonna open.
All right, you start
I
firing.
open
at them.
fire.
Okay, as you start to light them up, Christian, you're facing south. Odysseus is moving toward the south, peeking around the door. Do you want to keep guarding toward the south? Do you want to order Johnson again, or something else?
I'll move south with my shield up so I can give Odysseus cover.
Okay. Defensively advance toward the south. Alright. And then Bethany at this point, oh yeah, last round of course, you were able to pull a flask from your pouch quickly, right? Light it against the candle, and then of course load it into your sling. It took 1 round to fully complete. This round you're gonna launch it at them. The fuse has been lit, it's ready to blow, right? You lit it in the middle of last round, so upon throwing it will splash and blow right away pretty much. So it's been loaded. You're firing it into their area, right? They backed up momentarily. This guy was hit, kind of was staggered, right? He got fucking nicked. His friend got shot dead. The other one's kind of backed up from the explosion and then stepped forward again. They had no reason to retreat yet, but maybe they will soon.
Yeah, I'm not trying to throw it on them. Where it says decay smell,
Okay, so prevent them from
that
advancing.
vertex right there. I want to get those 4 squares if I can.
Okay, good to go. Yep. Alright, you're gonna splash it there. And then Ginkgo, do you want to keep your aim to the west still or something else?
I'll keep my aim west.
Okay. And then Vale, the enemy backed up earlier. You have no more line of fire. Do you just want to keep guard or something else? Keep your aim. Vale.
Anything pushing the door, missile, keep an eye on the top part with the bow.
Okay. Algar, just want to still be ready at the bow, or do you want to reposition this round?
It seems like they got it right.
Seems like they have it under control. Yeah. So
Okay, I'll just put the warbow away and I'll
get your cart.
yeah.
Right. So what happens? Of course, the rats also choose directions. We have ours, right? The rats. The response, they're very hungry, right? They haven't had a meal in a while. We don't have any torches at the moment, but yeah, they start advancing again on our crew. They are hungry. They have a goal. They go for Johnson, right? They're singling someone out, so they all start pouring out for Johnson. This guy was injured, so because he was injured, I'm gonna actually make a separate morale check for just him. And he's too hungry to care, right? He moves up anyway. Let me check their morale score actually. They rolled a 6 morale.
Bethany, you're taking in command. You're taking charge from now on until I'm back.
Okay.
Who? Me?
It's
Yes,
Advancing
you,
Johnson.
Bethany.
these rats start to tear into this one. They start eating this rat. And these ones jump toward Johnson. But before that can happen, of course, Johnson fires upon them with his bow.
Yep.
Rolling to hit. Ah, missed. But line up. You
Missed.
gotta line up. Possible hit on the next one.
Yep.
Okay. Complete
Nope.
misfire. Right, hits the wall back, or hits the floor behind them. They're about to leap onto you. Before that can happen, Bethany lands flaming oil on the
Oh.
position.
Thank God.
Smashes against the floor here. So that area in particular blows up in fire. They all take at least 1 damage. So this guy that's about to leap on you is hit by fire and starts wriggling in pain, right? And a painful death there. They all take 1 damage from that explosion, and it's every round at the start of every round they'll take damage, or yeah, for every round that they're in the fire, they'll take 1 damage. So they're all taking 1 damage. Let's see if any of them die from it. This fire will burn for 2d8 rounds, dealing 1 damage per round to anyone. Okay. Damn. Okay, it was a weak throw, or some. Maybe it was too spread out. Who knows what the exact reason why it didn't burn too long? But this one, it's lasting only 2 rounds, so unfortunate. They all will take 1 damage though, so let's see if any of them die. This one's dead. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 rats. All right. So that's 4, 4, 2, 2, 2, 2. So a lot of them are injured, but some of them, yeah, they're all just injured from it. Yeah, there's only 2 4s and everything else is a 1 now, so everything else is 1, except these 2 are 3s. So they're burning up in that flame. And Ginkgo sees some charge, so Ginkgo fires. Same with Vale. You open fire. These 2 are just facing south. It's clear at the moment. They're on guard. I'll check a reaction check or wandering monster check. Alright, clear. Alright. Here comes Ginkgo's shot. This is an arquebus shot. It's very powerful. Right. You can, if you really want to, you can try to spread your shot. Try to aim for 2, but there's a higher risk of dealing less damage, of course. But they're really weak, so you might as well go for it.
I'll go for it.
Okay, you'll fire at 2. You get a lineup. Maybe you can fire through 2 of them. We'll see. I'll say this is your lineup right here. Go for it. For that lineup right here is the advanced. Okay.
That works.
2 separate rolls. No matter what, damage will be halved, but it's all a lot of damage anyway. Alright. Hit and a hit.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh!
Alright, you blasted through 2 of them, right? You got low, maybe crouched, took aim and fired upon them. The bullet goes ripping through them, and that's a nat 20, so I'll let that nat 20 possibly go through 1 more, right? Maybe a triple kill. So alright. 8 flank bonus of +2, 10, and then let's see your dexterity.
17, I believe.
Okay, yeah, you're one of the best shots in the group. 12, it's a hit, so you got a triple kill, right? So as they were lit up, your bullet went through 3 of them at once, right? Just blew them to bits, right? Your lead ball went through 3 of them. All right, you leveled the shot, you waited for the right moment, went all 3 of them into the wall, right? One rat burning up slams into the pedestal on fire, right? This last one can get shot by Vale, right? So here's Vale's shot. Ah!
Oh.
Alright.
Reroll that. Fuck it.
Okay, it's your reroll for the game.
Yeah, whatever.
Ah, okay, just a miss overall. Overall miss. It's okay. He's burning up and wriggling. He's gonna make a morale check. Has half his crew, over half his crew has been killed.
Alright, I'm back, sorry.
The rats
Oh, no,
remain brave, right? So he presses on while he's on fire.
what?
He presses on. He's a
He
flaming
can.
rat, right?
Aren't they afraid of fire? Don't they flee from fire?
Yeah, they do
over
flee.
flames?
So they have to press on out of it. They're trying to get out of it, but
That's a
if they're moving while on
I'm not
fire,
allowed
which they're
that.
all on fire by the way, they're taking damage. So if they don't spin around ducking and rolling to pat the flames out, right? If this guy pets, by the time this guy finishes patting the flame out, he'll be dead, right? So he kind of jumps out of it on fire, starts like wriggling around, trying to put out the fire, but he dies, or he's like dying from it at the end, right? He's at exactly 0 hit points, so he's a crispy, freaking, like,
healthy snack.
yeah, he's like barely alive, right? Like twitching, right? He's burnt up and melted. His fur is sizzling from the potent flaming oil. This is not normal oil. This is like Greek fire, right? It's very powerful. He's just wriggling around, right? Combusted. These guys are on fire. They run out of there and they start, going crazy. Rats don't really know how to put out a fire, right? So they just run around until they die, right? They crash into the wall on fire until they all die. Alright. Nice.
That's
Oh,
something to take care of.
Oh,
The battle's won.
goodness, I
Second
thought
battle
we
won.
Killed by fire.
The fire dies pretty quickly. It only lasted 2 rounds. But it was plenty of time to kill him.
Dinner is served.
Oh my
I guess,
god.
yeah.
I never thought. Oh, man, I thought I was going to die to rats. Oh my goodness. Thank
Poor
you.
Jeff.
Bethany. Thank you.
One flaming
There's
oil.
a reason she's hanging in command.
Ah, I see. I see.
Alright, so area is clear. Are you ready to explore onward, or do you guys need a break? We can take a break in real life. We've been playing for an hour and a half, I think. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have like another 30 minutes, and then I have to go. Because it's about to be
Oh,
11.
then we can think
In 30 minutes, my time will be 11 p.m.
All right.
Well, we might as well keep going then, no break.
You guys want to push
Yeah.
on a little
You guys
longer?
can keep playing without me. I would say that I would go to the
Come
front.
on, guys.
Walk
He needs
the
to poo.
entrance.
I don't need a shit or anything. I just want to give you guys a break if you guys need it.
What I'm saying is, if you in 30 minutes, I can say as long as we're not in the middle of something, I would just like go to the entrance and keep watch over there and travel back with you guys.
Yeah, you get paid for
Alright,
all the
fair
work
enough.
you've accomplished so far. How's
Yeah,
your crew feeling
I'm
though?
fine with
Are you guys ready? Are you guys good with pushing on, or do you guys want to cash out or claim your rewards?
I'm good.
Because we already have
I'm
made
good.
profit.
With pushing
John, nobody has died.
Yeah, we're doing
No
pretty
one's
good
even-
so far.
on. No one's really been damaged, have we?
Is there a bounty on these rats?
Small
don't think
bounties,
so.
yeah. It's like 5 coppers a head.
Oh,
That's not
Toss them in
bad.
the handcart.
We deal with
Yeah.
that later.
hand cart.
Yep.
Alright, yeah. We'll say that they've been piled onto the hand cart.
I'll reload my arquebus. Have it ready.
Deacon, you want to just put 1 rat on there and put a 8 under it so we know that there's 8 rats on there?
Was it 8? Yeah.
Yeah.
8 rats.
Odysseus,
You can
do
just
want
put
me
it. You can just put it in the description of the cart.
1, 2,
The way we
3.
have our help and stuff.
on the stairs?
Oh. You want? Yeah, go ahead. You can start clearing the stairs.
Yeah, because I'm like the heaviest. I have the most armor in all of you, so.
Yeah.
No, let's have the pole guy in front.
Huh?
Whoa.
How about? Why don't we give?
Let
The-
the thief die? Okay.
Why don't we give?
Poles back in your hands.
How big is the? How long is the pole? 10 feet.
10 feet. Trap checking pole.
Okay. How about
Oh, my
we have the thief like look ahead, and then if he sees something, we put the guy with the shield and give him the pole to check it out.
I
So
can
it's even-
stand. I can stand behind.
That's still
being
it's like a,
swept.
that's still like a 5-foot barrier. It's good that like he's between. It's good to have that space, the 10 feet between for traps, because traps can have an AOE effect. So if we can have you just like pure observation, because thieves are really good at that, I believe, either thieves or dwarves.
Yeah, they do.
And then whenever you find something, give the heavy armor shielded guy the pole, and he can check it out and be the safest out of the rest of us. And then since you're focusing on one task, you'll be better at it, and then he's prepared better for defense.
Alright.
So you got a
I-
spotter. and you
If
got
that
a-
makes sense. I haven't played in a minute. If that makes sense.
First things first. Can I use my pole to check up quickly? Like just see if there's any more traps.
check out what?
Ooh, yeah, check out that campfire.
What are you checking out?
Just checking on doors, see if there's like any more traps.
Throw the door.
Okay.
Yeah, so you get up there to the door,
Okay.
start prodding it. Tap, tap, tap. Right. As he's prodding it, Christian, what do you want to do now that we've recovered from the battle?
He's gonna give me the pole. Whose short sword do I have right now?
You have mine.
Okay, I give it back to you, and then after he's done, he'll give me the pole.
Thank you. And I'll put it in my bag.
Okay, well, actually, I'm asking you, what are you doing right now, though, Christian? Are you waiting?
I'm holding. Yeah.
Okay. Alright, that's all I'm asking. Yeah. Alright. So, as Johnson is prodding the door, Christian is waiting. Odysseus, you want to stand guard at the door still, or something else?
I'm standing guard at the door.
Okay. Bethany, anything you want to do as they check the door again?
I'll back away a little bit.
Toward the north or east, or something else?
North. North is fine.
Ginkgo, you want to reload your gun, I suppose, right? Let's say you're reloading at this point.
Yeah.
And you're just going to
Reload my
stand guard
gun.
from up here. Yeah.
Then I'll I can't. Oh, I can't because they have the necklace of light. I will back up to behind where the rats were once the fire dies down, and sort of use the pole as like half cover, the little black pillar, I believe, or the pedestal,
I'll use this.
as
Yeah.
like half cover and look downwards with my gun ready.
Sure, yeah.
But don't flag people.
And then
Yeah.
Vale, you want to just hold the corner point still or something else?
Yeah, just chill before I need to look. I am. This is what I need to. I want to carefully listen towards the back way as well. So focus my hearing towards behind me. Keep my eyes in front of me.
Okay, you'll do a listens check. Let's see if you hear anything at the moment. As of right now, what's your wisdom? 8. Okay. Alright, as of right now, it's clear. You hear nothing to the east, right? Little to nothing. Alright, Algar, you want to just hold the handcuffs still or something else?
Yeah, I'll still hold it.
Okay. Alright. Back to Johnson, right? You part of that door. Nothing occurs. Right, you tap it against the door, the frame. It's a damaged door. Yeah, nothing happens.
Yeah. Is there any light down the tunnel?
From what you can tell, the only light source is from us pouring down into the tunnel, or the stairs and into the landing, or the bottom.
Oh, essentially it's pitch dark down there.
Yeah, it's clear. Just the door to the east.
I think I'm going to. I'm gonna put out my own lantern.
Why?
I'm gonna stay, basically go in there with my pole, and stay in the shadows.
Okay.
Use the pole to basically find my way around, and check.
You're gonna be like a blind man using the pole as a
Yeah.
I mean,
like a
there's
blind
still
man does. That's
magical light
It's,
entering this area here. The magical light goes all the way down there. Looks like. It might be a bit dimmer, but that's about it. I mean, the light itself is actually dim, supposedly dim.
all right, so it isn't pitch black. There's light going in.
Yeah, it's our light, right? So.
I like light. It's not really a point pointing out my lantern. If there's still light in there.
Yeah, so putting that out would make little to no difference.
Yeah. Be thief and sneak in the shadow. Cause thieves are able to sneak in, aren't they? Or something.
Thieves,
Yeah.
you're able to sneak in shadows. So as long as there's shadows, you can, or you can hide in shadows if you're not moving, but then you can move silently. Right? So, you can move silently up to the position, possibly have some kind of advantage by not making noises.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
actually will head in first and with my pole, trying to be quiet as I can.
Alright, so you're moving silently down the stairs. You want to relight the lantern then?
What?
Did you want your lantern to
Repeat,
be
what's it?
lit?
No, it'd be point. It'd be. Oh, you want my wait? Okay,
Did you want
what
your
is that?
lantern to be lit still?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Well, 'cause you said there's still light in there, right?
Yeah, there's no light in there. So there's no point in
Yeah, no
putting it out.
point.
At the moment, at least.
Yeah.
Alright, so you didn't get down there yet. You're hesitant, you're thinking a lot. You're just, lighting that lantern back up. So, Kirsten, as Johnson's trying to figure out the situation, do you just want to stand by still, or something else? You're trying to
would
get up
get
there to
ready to
protect them, maybe?
like-
Or what's up?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you want to move in?
Yeah.
You
Well,
start
hey.
exploring past him. Right,
Well,
he's thinking.
There wouldn't
Alright,
there
as
wouldn't be any traps on there because the orcs split money, right?
Christian is, you're out of turn. As Christian advances, you already had a long turn, man. Down the stairs, Odysseus, you had your rifle ready. You want to follow Christian down there, or do you want to keep guarding from up here? He is advancing.
No, I'll follow down there.
All right, Bethany, is it time to move up, or do you want to hold the position up here?
I'll move up to behind Odysseus.
And then Ginkgo, are you
Flanking
advancing with the party,
Johnson.
or do you want to stay here?
I'll move up. I'll stay in the back area.
And then Vale, is it time to move, or are you gonna hold the position up here?
I guess I'll move forward, but I'm not gonna move forward rapidly. I'm gonna keep
Keep
as
to
far
the
back as I possibly can.
Okay. Algar, you're dragging your cart after them too.
Yeah, I'm moving up.
The party is advancing now, as Johnson was thinking. He's figuring out if he wanted to skulk down there, but before he could start skulking, they start advancing anyway. Right, we're sneaking down there. All right. Christian leads the way with Odysseus. Odysseus, do you want to be beside him, or do you want to stay behind?
I want to go beside him.
So, you're moving down the stairs. Bethany's right behind you guys. And then I think Ginkgo.
I'm gonna wait for Johnson to proceed.
Okay,
ahead
so
of
he's
me.
thinking. He's busy thinking. Right, he was looking down the stairs, just lost in thought. Right, as the crew advanced past him. All right, back to Christian. Right, you got down the stairs. You're approaching the door. What do you want to do down here? Are you opening that door or something else?
Approach the door, turn to the door and open it. With my shield up.
So, what do you want to put away to open the door? The sword?
Yeah, put the sword away, yeah.
Okay, so you just stow the sword for a moment, start pulling that door open. Odysseus, do you just want to ready a shot here, or do you want to move further and then ready a shot
I'll stand down there, yeah,
to the south? Okay.
readying when he swings through.
Then Ginkgo, do you want to be like northwest or north of him as he opens the door? Or directly west of him? Where do you want to post up or advance? Ginkgo.
Nico.
Alright, we lost him. Joe?
Oh.
Alright. Yeah.
Hey. Sorry, my internet was cut out a second.
Okay, yeah, understandable. What's your move? Christian's about to open the door. Odysseus is post up, ready to fire. Would you like to do the same? Or something else?
Yeah, I'll stay where I am
Okay,
and
stay up
then
the stairs.
post up ready to fire. I'll find myself a line of sight and then I'll post up ready to fire.
Yeah, if Christian doesn't either crouch or back up, there will be no line of fire. He'll be shooting through him. Right.
Yeah,
See.
I'll let him know like if I need you to move or crouch for me to fire, and then I'll set up.
Okay.
So I won't fire unless he does that.
And then Vale, realizing Bethany wasn't proceeding until Johnson was ready. Do you want to stay out here still, or are you advancing down there with them? Oh, by the way, at this point, your missile is fizzed out.
In that case, I'm gonna go ahead and stay behind the group. I'm gonna keep light down the tunnel, but I'm not going to advance into the room. Essentially, just keep an eye on our rear, listen out for stuff every round. You know.
Okay, so you'll stay out here. Algar, do you plan to stay up here with the cart, or do you want to proceed with them or something else?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay up here. I'm gonna wait for the others to advance.
Okay. Bethany was waiting for Johnson. Johnson, it's your turn again. Are you advancing on the stairs or something else?
Put away my pole. And I
Okay.
fenced down the stairs. Waiting on me.
Okay. So you start going down. Bethany starts going after you. How far down do you want to go? Like, you want to stay up here, or do you want to actually get down the stairs or something else?
I will go downstairs. Yeah.
Go downstairs. Do you want to be like north of Christian or west of him?
Why is this door this?
You should stay north of me so I can move back.
It's your move, man.
Yeah.
What do you want to
I
think
stay-
about
I
it?
stay
Thinking about it
north.
is also a move. You want to stay back?
Yeah. I'm gonna stay back.
Alright. Then Bethany, you want to be west or east as you try to get down the stairs?
I'll be east.
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 Good to go. Yeah. Alright. The other two kind of just get ready to move in, but there's no space. Christian gets that door open, or at least tries. Let's see if
The
it's
very
unlocked.
tense moment.
What?
The door
This is very tense.
the door is stuck or locked, right? It doesn't open. So you want to try to force it. You shake or you pull at the door,
Okay.
it doesn't give, right?
I can picklock it.
So what's your next move, Christian? Realizing
Yeah,
that.
I'll move back and let Johnson pick it.
Johnson, you wanna get up there and lockpick it?
Yeah, I'll lockpick it.
Start lockpicking it. Odysseus, you just want to stand guard still?
Yeah, I ain't got much of a choice in this scenario.
Alright, Ginkgo, hold the line with the arquebus or something else?
I'll hold the line.
Bethany, you want to hold the stairs or advance or something else?
I'll stay where I am.
Vale, do you want to
Actually,
proceed? And you can change your action on your next turn. Vale, do you want to proceed down the stairs or something else?
I'm going to stay out of the stairwell. I'm going to be, I want to be northwest of my position, right?
Okay.
Right there, yep.
Algar?
I want to be
Oh, yeah.
in the view because I can look down the stairs, right? And I can also see the entrance behind us. So I can react either way. But yeah, that's where I'm going.
She is kind of in the way, but yeah.
It is what it is.
Algar? Do you want to wait out here
I'll
still?
stay up here with Vale and kind of keep guard of the rear.
Right, sounds good. Johnson gets to work on lockpicking the door. Let's see if he can get it done, right? We'll check his, it is indeed a complex, possibly a complex lock. Well, first of all, we're going to even see if it's locked or not, if there's a lock to pick lock. So, 2 in 6 chance there is. Otherwise, it's just stuck. Alright, you don't see any lock mechanism here. So it's not locked from this
let's
side.
break it down.
So, since you can't, you're going to have to use some type of other tool to unlock it. Like if you had like a pry bar or something, right? So you can unbar it, or otherwise it's just going to be excessive force. Do you have any other tools? By the way, the hinges of this door are on our side. They're on the south side. This door opens out to the south, right? So if you want, you can remove the
Take
hinges.
apart.
Your lockpicks, function as multi-tool. So I guess you could, if you
Yeah.
want, start to take the
Got the
hinges
fucking
apart.
hinges.
But if you disable this door, right, if you take the hinges off, this door will be removed, right, from the area. It'll just fall over.
Fine.
Is that fine? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so
Yeah.
you work on
Yep.
removing the
Take it
hinges
off.
then. It'll take a while, but he's quiet and starts to unscrew the hinges from the wall, right? So. Alright then. Yeah, you start trying to remove the hinges. They're not complex at all, so it'll just take time.
Yeah.
I would say it takes about 10 minutes to remove each hinge. There's a total of 3 hinges.
I'd like to move to the west wall. Move one space to the west while
Okay.
this is going on.
Yep.
Thank you.
Alright, he's gonna be working there for a while, so while he's working there, does anyone want to change their direction? Otherwise, you guys are all on standby until he's done working.
Just stand
It'll take 30 minutes for him to finish, right?
I'll stand by.
Just stealthily unlock the door.
Stand by.
Okay. Alright. In that time, you will hear various things, actually. Beyond the door. It sounds like there are definitely things on the other side of this door, right? During your waiting period, you managed to hear something, right? Let's see.
We're about to fight a bunch of orcs. We're about to fight some bunch of orcs.
More than
I
likely.
want to get this
Right, based
Laura
on
and Kate
recent
fucking
reports.
book. Book, isn't it?
Take
Is this
fake
where we
bastard
find the
Johnson.
fucking dragon?
Oh god.
I know there's a dragon in this dungeon.
Don't give him ideas.
Don't give him ideas.
Okay, so
No, don't.
He'll
do
kill
it.
us all.
should be right up here. So this is level 2. This is also level 2.
Yeah.
Based on this map here, map plan.
Oh my god. We're fucked. We're fucked. Move!
So we're connecting the areas.
Why?
If he's recreating a certain room, we gotta run. Did you not see the dragon in on the day?
saw it.
You barely see it.
Oh, yeah.
It's covered.
Just gotta make sure it scales
Not
up.
go to the dragon. Just never go over there.
There was 4 chests filled with gold. We're taking a fucking shot here. It's not the dragon. Okay.
No, don't you need magic weapons to hurt dragons?
I don't fucking know. I know a bullet will kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't bet a game like that either, though.
Yeah, that's the issue. We can't technically say, get out of the fucking room, there's a dragon in here, until we see the dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless one of our characters have been here. Now, technically, Odysseus' son has, but he died. So, fuck.
Odysseus' son, which means his father.
No, Odysseus' son, Telemachus, died fighting a dragon.
But, I,
Let's see.
Perhaps I should take everyone to the dragon next time.
so you're basically playing as a prequel character.
I'm technically playing as a prequel character because the sequel character died. Which is ironic because we also have a Poseidon on my hand.
You like a lot of
Wait.
Greek stuff, don't you?
No, I ran out of Norse names, so I began going Greek.
And you know what? There's no other way to do it.
After that, it's probably Roman. After that, we're going Mexican.
Isn't
Text-
Roman
yeah.
just Roman name? 'Cause that's what, like, ancient Rome was ancient Germany.
No.
No.
Yeah.
They're separate language.
That
They're
is
very
fucking
separate.
Interesting,
wrong.
interesting take. Interesting take.
Hell
Yeah.
of a hot take.
Interesting, arguable take.
There's a reason why the Germanic barbarians fought the Romans. If they were ancient Romans, they wouldn't need to fight each other, would they? Well, Rome has been fighting each other forever. I don't know.
That's probably the best answer one can be, like the most neutral but best answer one could give to that. The Germanic barbarians killed them. I was gonna say something else, but I was like, I don't wanna do that actually. But no, why their histories are entwined.
Right.
I don't agree.
Ancient Germany, because they had some of the same
We're worried
cultures
about
and
how complicated he's making this.
So you made it to this door. 30 minutes later, right? You finally unscrew it and reveal. You push the door. You take the door off, right? So the door has been fully removed.
I'm just gonna hide behind the little corner. I'm looking.
Yeah. So
You guys
doors
can
on
look in
the
there.
ground,
Optimus, give me a minute.
unhinged.
very unhinged.
Alright.
That's crazy.
And
Yeah,
reveals
I'll put my best.
a lookout post, right? That surveys a large area under dungeon level 1, right? So you're in dungeon level 1.5, right? So you're overlooking dungeon level 2 from here, right? This is a lookout post. The enemy position. Let me see how many are in the position. So
Watching work.
This works. Pretty sure.
Really.
7 orcs encamped here.
Ooh, shit.
A full group, right?
Johnson, you're good.
Fully packed with orcs.
Once you guys can get in there first.
Right, so as you sort of pull the door open, they have been waiting for you. They've been hearing you guys opening the door the past half hour, right? Just waiting for you guys to
I
open
was
it.
quiet, wasn't I not?
You were quiet,
It's
but
a small room. You
it's
weren't
a
that
small
quiet.
space, man. 30 minutes, you got the door freaking carefully removed. So Johnson carefully removes it. As he does that, right, as he pulls the door, you see the orcs behind it with shields, right? Pull arm. But you have 2 shield guys.
Just hold the door there, like,
Half
nope.
are pull arms, half are shields.
Just immediately fire.
So,
Immediately fire. There's no
Yeah.
consequences here. Fire.
as he pulls the door free, finally, Christian's here. Probably not the best spot, maybe, but yeah, Odysseus. Johnson pulls the door off, right? There's no line of fire because he's in the way, right? So you can't fire yet. But Ginkgo can, right? Ginkgo sees a shield guy, opens fire, right? So
They cast sleep.
you want to cast sleep instead? If you cast
Yes.
sleep, you can see up to 3 of them. Or no, maybe only 2. So you'd only be able to target 2-ish. Is that fine? Or do you
Yeah,
wanna,
2.
you want to
I
save
mean, I would rather have 2 asleep than 8 awake.
Yeah.
So.
it? Okay. Alright, you let's say like as he was removing the door, you were pre-casting it, yeah? You were already casting it. So it would go off as soon as
Yeah.
as he pulled the door. Alright. So he was pulling at the door, you were already casting that spell with your free hand. As it came off, right, your sleep spell went through. You see 2 enemy targets, right? You focus on their, as long as you can see them, right? Particularly their heads. And they're not behind cover or concealment. Your spell, right, will radiate to them and you can actually hit them with it. So you reach them, right? You launch a sleep spell at them, right? At the 2 of them. And they're going to make saving throws versus sleep. So they're hit by sleeps. One of them passes. This guy survives it. He holds the line. But the guy behind him is hit by your sleep. And he's hit by a force, right? A magical force. Causing him to fall on his knees and fall asleep, right? Collapse on his knees and
then I'll
go out, right? Knock out. So this guy's
and then
catching
I'll get my
Z's.
arquebus ready for a shot. I know I can't shoot, but I'll just have it ready for it.
Yep, it's in your other hand. As that happened, of course, Bethany, maybe you had a line of fire still. Let's see. Check my ruler.
Yeah, I'll need to get a
Possibly hit
a
this
flash
guy.
ready fire. I
Alright.
don't have one ready yet. I have to get ready
We
to
can
fire.
say that it was ready, right? You guys had 30 minutes. So,
Okay,
you want to sling a flask of
sure.
oil in there?
I'll
You might hit your
yeah,
own
I'll
crew,
swing a flask in there.
right? Based on the angle.
Well,
This area
I'm
opens
aiming
up.
at the floor.
It'll spread,
um,
and it's probably going to hit Johnson. So you want to hold? You just want to ready the shot? Because you can't really fire.
Can you zoom
It's
out
a
so I can
doorway.
see?
Yeah, sorry.
I can't see.
It's a
Can you zoom out?
doorway,
Yeah.
right? And you can't fire like past him because he's in the way, and based on your vantage point, your angle.
Sorry, Johnson. I hope you have more than 1 hit point. I'm tossing it.
You sure you want to take that risk? He's a
He's a
thief.
thief anyway.
He's a
God.
thief. You want to take that risk? You know he's weak.
Yeah, I mean, I should be able to swing it through that door.
Okay.
Come on, that's easy.
He's a
Alright,
thief
so
anyways.
yeah, you can go through the doorway, but it's not gonna go past his orc, right? It's gonna hit the deck at that point, and he's
No,
gonna
that's
be in there.
completely fucking fine.
All right,
We will just.
I
There we
can't
go.
go over the head of that orc
it
into
would
the
hit the
wall
wall
in
at
the
that
back.
point. It would hit the wall, right? Based on your vantage
Wall.
point, right?
No, zoom out again. Can it go over the head of that orc and the other orc and into the wall behind the second orc?
Like I said, due to your vantage point,
He
the way
said
you're
there's no
firing
wall
from,
is the vantage point.
the
It would
wall
go down.
over the door, right? The doorway, you would hit it based on your angle. You're throwing it from on the stairs, right?
Alright.
So it hit the deck. You wouldn't be able to, and this guy's
Alright,
standing
I'll
there,
hold a
right?
fire then.
So
Josh.
even if it went at the highest point through the doorway, it hit this guy due to the angle, right? Because he's blocking. So, it's an orc blocking the
Fine,
doorway.
that's cool. I'll hold fire. I'll just sit there and, hold a flaming flask of oil. That's fine.
Okay. So, yeah. So, we'll say that it's not lit then. You have it ready, right? Like next to your, in the same hand you have your sling and your oil. It's gonna be, you have the fuse ready by your lantern. Okay. So you haven't lit the fuse yet, but it's ready to it's ready to light and then sling down there if you need to. Okay. So you have that ready to go.
Alrighty.
In the meantime, Algar
In
and
fact,
Vale.
why don't I back out and be ready to throw oil down the staircase if we retreat?
Okay. Your next turn, you can do that. But this turn, you were thinking about
Okay.
shooting down the stairway into the position, right? You thought about it. You
Alrighty.
were about to take the risk, but you realized you miscalculated possibly, and you held back. Vale and Algar, right? Starting with
Yeah.
Algar, do you just want to hold back here, or do you want to do something?
I'm gonna pull out my shield.
That's it. Okay.
I should be able to see down the stairs through the stairs, like right in there. I should have the line of sight of one orc, right?
With your vantage point, it's very slim very slim. He has a lot of cover due to the angle, right?
With the magic missile, because it's on
Oh, yeah,
site,
yeah.
would that be able to contact?
Yeah, we can say that you casted a magic missile before he opened that door. You saw him
It's
about to
fine,
finish,
memorized. Yeah.
so you had a magic missile ready. Is that fine? Is that fair? Because you had 30 minutes, so.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so you expended one magic missile scroll, you had it ready to throw. And as long as you have a line of sight,
just
which you
one
do,
memorized
just barely, right? You're able to launch a missile down there.
Yeah, I'm using my memorized one for this one.
You're memorized? Okay. Let me annotate that. Spells memorized for the day, just sleep is left then. Okay. Alright, you're about to hurl magic missile down there. It's instantaneous. So as soon as the door was pulled off, they had their shield wall. And they immediately, of course, as they saw you guys opening fire, they raised their shields, right? Like I said, when it comes to spells, a counter against them is you have to see your target, right? If they're behind cover or concealment, the spell will fail, right? So magic missile did not automatically hit there. It was flying, and of course, since he's covered behind a shield, it missed, right? Hits the wall, or hits the shield, and dissipates. Possibly blows up his shield is powerful, so we'll roll to see if that happened. We'll do a force doors check for the force of the shield of the blast. If we pass, the shield explodes. If it fails, the shield is at least damaged, right, from such a powerful blast. Alright, the shield is damaged, right, so it's cracked, so it's weakened. So at least he cracked the shield, that's about it. But he held the line, and it didn't go through. He was completely covered, right? They did a shield wall in front of the door. So shield wall the door
And
as
then,
you guys
for-
unhinged it.
For Algar, GM, you forgot to add the spear to my shield. That way,
You said just the shield
that
I
way it's
asked
out.
you. Alright,
Yeah, shield and spear.
okay. Just make sure you say that next time, because I asked you, I asked twice, and, I said shield 2 or just the
Yeah,
shield?
that's what I said. I said I was doing my shield and spear.
Okay, maybe you cut out. I don't know, but I just heard shield when I asked you. I said just the shield, and you didn't say anything. Alright. Alright, back to... Yep, so as they, of course, did a shield wall to counter your guys' missiles, right? Various missiles and all that. Once that happened, right after they took the initial impact, they start to open rank so their polearms can get through, at least one of them. These guys can still completely covered, but... Or they were already open rank, right? It's just these guys were fully covered. They crouched and covered. These guys were behind them. This guy had an opening, so as Johnson pulled the door free, he thrusts his polearm into Johnson, right? Johnson, I guess you can use
Wait, do I have? Since I have the door, wouldn't the door be blocking it?
Yeah, you can use the door as cover. It'd be considered like a shield,
Yeah.
right? So use the door to block
Yeah,
his
I'm like-
polearm. Okay, so let's see if it works. 15. Alright, he rolls a 15 to hit.
Probably gonna hit me.
Let's see your armor class. The door gives full armor, I'll say, +4 or -4 bonus. It's like a heavy shield. Johnson, where are you?
I have a helm.
You just have a helm, and you've got speed. So you've got armor class of 7. With the -4 bonus, you became armor class 3. So 15 is not enough, right? Barely hit,
Oh
or barely
shit!
missed, I mean. So it went through the door possibly, just like at the tip of the polearm, but didn't go all the way through, right? And you survived because of that door, right? So you blocked the attack with the door that you're holding on to. Okay. So they survived it, right? Alright, back to Johnson though. It's the next round, so that's the only... Yeah, it's round 2 now. So Johnson, your second action. After pulling
Could
the door
you
off...
use the door to lock the doorway?
You want to put the door
hold it in
back?
place?
Honestly.
Or do you want to use it to block as you escape? Or you want to just put it back in place?
I'm just saying.
Johnson.
I'm just saying, like in general, like would that be an option?
Oh, on your
I-
turn, you can ask that.
Just wanna-
If I answer that, you're going to be considered thinking for your turn, right? So you're in combat.
Okay, then
I can't... If I answer
Yeah,
that,
I'm
it'll be
gonna-
your turn.
I'm going to use it to fucking escape. No, run away. Yeah, like just use it.
Cover your retreat.
Yeah, I'm retreating. Like this is a bad position for me.
They're in a bad position
Essentially
too if we have the
door-
proper weapon for, of course, a breaching in a small area, right? So if someone already has an idea of probably what they should be doing in an area like this when they're all clustered up, right? All right, just a hint, I guess. Okay. All right, Johnson's using the door to. You're gonna. Do you want to move up the stairs to the door? You're gonna get in everyone's way, by the way. Is that okay?
What did you say? Repeat you?
So are you on the escape? Are you moving out of here using the door as cover, or do you want to stay behind? Do you just want to stay here and hold the door, or do you want to get out of here and use the door as
I'm
a
gonna get
shield?
out of the way of Odysseus' way.
Okay, so you're gonna have to move north. So you're moving north,
Yeah.
right? Using that shield as cover. Hopefully, it protects you against the next. What might happen next. As you're about to do that, Christian, do you want to charge them or something else, or hold the line for your turn?
I would like to go in front of Odysseus, crouch down.
In front of Odysseus? What do you mean by that? Like you want to move east past him? And crouch?
Like where Johnson used to be, but a little bit north.
Okay, so you want to get ready to move. You want to get ready to move into the doorway. Is what you're saying. Right.
Yeah.
So you're not moving then, right? So you're moving after Johnson moves then. Okay, that's fine. So you prepare to move. Odysseus, you have your arquebus ready. What do you want to do for your turn? Johnson's about to move. Christian's about to move.
Well, considering the fact that Johnson is moving out of the fucking way and I get a clear line of sight, I'm gonna shoot.
Okay, as soon as he's out of the way. Sure. So you keep your weapon ready.
Yeah.
You and Christian have a ready to action. And then Ginkgo, it's your turn again. Your arquebus has been unloaded, right? So you're gonna. Did you fire? No, you didn't fire yet. You want to fire it
I
now?
did sleep.
Yeah.
Right.
Your sleep passed
Still clean
against
line of
one.
sight.
So this guy's asleep. While that guy's asleep, he's being woken by this guy. So he woke his buddy up. He's waking up. Yeah, clear line of fire still. You want to take the shot?
I'll take the shot.
Okay, so you fire. And then Bethany, do you want to just ready your flaming oil still? or-
Before her turn, hang on. I hand Bethany a grenade and say, toss it in, lit and cooked.
They're just gonna put their shields up and it's gonna bounce off and kill us.
Go
Alright,
up to
let's
the
not speak
doorway,
out of turn here,
just
okay?
toss it
So,
in.
alright,
Sorry.
there's an order to this, right? And this,
Yeah.
because some people see things a little later than the others because they're further away. That's why we do it. Usually, whoever's closest to the
Sorry.
action, right? Alright. If you're gonna speak out of turn, that's fine, but there's gonna be a cost. So what happens, of course, Vale, you reach for a grenade, you're asking Bethany to take the grenade, which interrupts her action possibly. She replies, right? So she's already kind of doing something. She's already replying to you, so that's also part of her action. But Bethany, did you want to stand ready to shoot your flame oil still? Did you want to reach for the grenade or something else? Your hands are full. You've got a flaming oil, you've got a sling and a shield, right?
Yeah, I was gonna back out.
Okay.
If Vale is blocking, then I can't do that.
Well, he's trying to give you a grenade, so. Alright, so Val, realizing she's trying to back out, she refuses to take the grenade. Do you just want to step out and give her space or something else?
Yeah, that's fine. Sorry, guys.
Okay, it was a good idea, but some people have different agendas, right, or plans. Maybe, telling her to do it might have, maybe if you did it yourself, it might have worked out. Let's see. So, yeah, delegating, but she's already kind of busy, right? She's trying to get out of here. And then you're trying to give her a grenade. Nalgar is just standing there with the shield and spear still, or something else?
Yeah, there's no room, so I just.
Hold the line back here.
Can I not be out of his way yet? Can I not move my complete movement out of his way?
No, not yet, because we're just declaring actions. We haven't actually moved yet. Right? They haven't fired.
Alright.
We're in the declaration phase. We're not resolving it yet.
Well, then there's room for him to move in.
Well, the idea is that you were backing out as he was approaching with a grenade, right? So then, after you move out of there, then he can maybe step in there, right? If he wants to.
I'm talking about Elgar. At the beginning of the round,
Oh.
I mean,
Right.
he would see a clear path to go.
Yeah. I mean, it would be a clusterfuck right here, right? You'd be backing out. He'd be trying to give you a grenade. He'd be just standing there because that's what he was originally saying.
Yeah,
he wanted to
exactly.
do.
Well, he'd be trying to come in, and I'd be like, okay.
Well,
be
on his
close to
turn, he
front,
could have
yeah.
said that, but he didn't want to do that, right? So if that was his idea or
Alright.
plan, then maybe he would go in right after you guys cleared it. But that wasn't his plan. You could suggest it to him,
I
though,
just-
right? Like you're wounded.
I suggest maximum clusterfuck.
Okay, yeah, it's just piling in
No.
the door. Okay. Alright. It's all simultaneous, right? So. Alright, so.
Yep.
Anyway, what actually happens, of course, now we're actually resolving the actions, right? Wants to be everyone's intentions. Johnson starts to move, right? The start kind of its movement in missiles. So, initial movement, Johnson's moving, and the orcs, of course, they have an open rank right here. This guy, right? Ginkgo is firing down. This guy here holds his shield still. This guy, of course, is thrusting his sword into Johnson as he's passing by. So this guy's doing the polearm.
Yeah.
But as Johnson's moving, before he moves, Ginkgo takes the shot, right? Or do you want to wait for after he moves?
Whatever's less risky.
I would say waiting after he moves is less risky naturally.
And after he moves.
Okay, so you wait for him to move past the doorway, so you don't shoot him, have a chance of shooting him. So you fire the round right before he or after he moves. He's moving. He receives an attack from this guy and this guy. These two are waiting their turn to move or open fire once he's fully passed. But he will receive two attacks. First one is, of course, this guy, sword. Alright, that is a miss, fortunately. The other one, polearm. That's a hit. It went through through the door. Right, went right through the second time, right?
Reroll.
Reroll?
Reroll.
Who's using the reroll?
Yeah.
Wait, who's reroll?
I'm saving
Oh,
Johnson's
DC's
ass right now.
The DC is reroll of the game, right?
Oh, he's a thief.
Everybody hates on thieves. Alright. He
Yeah.
survived it. Odysseus saved his life, right? You pushed him forward, get out of the way, fucker, right? And or maybe not mean about it, right? And you take your shot as he passes
Get out of the
you.
way, fucking fires.
Of course, this guy, actually, as Johnson was passing, he opened ranks, right? He lowered his shield to thrust at Johnson or swing on Johnson as he was passing. But before that, of course, so Johnson would move. As he was moving, he swung on Johnson too. So there's 3 attacks against him technically. He didn't just stand there and let Johnson pass by freely. He opened ranks and swung. And let me see if the shield protected you. 15. As you're moving carefully, you're fully blocking. I said your armor class was 3, so that misses by 1 point still. So nearly a hit. This barely escapes death. Arquebus is fired.
God's
Christian-
less than me.
Christian, are you still moving before he fires, or do you want to move after he fires? If you move before he fires, you might get shot. Same way, Ginkgo. You'll get in Ginkgo's way too.
I'm going to get a drink of water. I'll be back.
Oh shit.
Christian, do you want to hold,
Move after he
or do you
fires.
still move out there? Okay. So they'll both fire their arquebuses into the chamber, right? Odysseus first. You want to fire against this guy? He has half cover. You want to fire at this guy? You've got a pretty good line of fire on this guy.
I'll fire at that
northeast.
guy, considering the fact there's a chance I actually hit his body behind him.
Oh yeah, line up. Yep, beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to focus or prioritize one target, or do you want to try to go for 2 targets?
I'll go for both.
Okay, so that means it's 2 separate rolls and guaranteed half damage against each. Okay. All right. So one is a
Alright,
miss.
you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna use the last thing I have as
You want to use your
the
fudge?
one that makes it a nat 20 if that's possible.
Okay, so you want to do the fudge on the 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and the 14 possibly might be a hit still. So the nat 20 against this one, and you got a 14 against this one. Let me see if the 14 is still a hit. Close range bonus +1 armor, but of course it's a firearm, so 0. Zero's out. So by the way, guns are bad against unarmored foes, kind of, right? It's kind of useless against unarmored foes, but then against armored foes, it becomes kind of decent. The main thing about guns is the damage. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. So we have basically a +1 bonus so far in this area. Checking your dexterity adjustment 0. All right. Cover penalty. I would say roughly half of him is covered, so -2.
I'm back.
So we're at 15 -2, 13. 13's not a hit against at least the guy behind him, but the guy in front of him took a nat 20. So that's definitely a hit.
20 to the fucking face.
Therefore, because it was a
So
nat 20,
that's
possibly we can go for this guy still, right? So, one more chance to go for that guy, right? One more chance.
alright. Let's see.
Still splitting the damage. Okay, still a
I'd
miss.
say that's a hit.
Well, 16, yeah, with all bonuses. This is a polearm actually, so the orc has check his armor class real quick. He's got a heavy helm and he's got a heavy hides. Okay. me check what that allows him.
Close range. He's armored.
Alright, so that allows him armor class of armor class 2. Alright, he has AC 2 right now as you fire on his position. He's very tough, very sturdy, but armor class 2 is at 16 plus 1 in the end, so he's got covered. Yeah, so he manages to survive it still. He still deal a lot of damage though.
You'll have to roll damage.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 2d12s then.
It's 2d12s, but
It would have been
half
doubled,
and
but
then
since
doubled.
because you went on 2 again, even with the nat 20, it gets halved again. So, and you fail to hit this guy still. Alright. So, headshot. Wasn't perfect lined up, but a straight piece of
Probably.
bullet hits him, but doesn't actually go through the armor. So, alright. In the end, only this guy was hit. For a
Well,
total
let's see
of
how
21
well this
damage.
guy can
You blew
hit
his head
and this
off,
guy can
right?
Fucking mate.
Blew his head off.
21.
The bullet went through, but bounced on this guy's armor, right, and didn't actually cause damage to him. Okay. So you blew that guy's head off, though, for sure. Ginkgo's turn. Alright, Ginkgo fired into this guy, who tried to take down Johnson. As Johnson passed him, Ginkgo fired.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
16.
That's a hit.
Alright, +1 for close range here with the gun. -4, +4, -4 because it's a gun, +4 because armor penetration. So we're still at just a +1. Magic user, dexterity bonus. Ginkgo's got high dex, right? +2, so +3
Yeah,
bonus.
17 dex. Yeah,
So we're at a
+2.
19 to hit against armor
So
class.
that's a 20.
This is a miss. This is a shield guy though, so he would have an armor class of -2 against him. The shield is double armor class, and that's not blocking right now. So if he was blocking, it'd be even more effective. It'd be like negative, like super high, right? Super good. We got a 19 against armor class -2, right? Basically, so that's still a miss. You only hit on that 20s when you're fighting against a shield usually. Fire the gun into him. It hits the shield. That's about it. Okay.
Does the bullet ricochet into somebody else?
Possibly this one. Maybe. Line of fire. Since it missed this guy. But no, it wasn't a complete miss. Only if it's a complete miss, like super low. So it hit his shield, so it wouldn't go through. Yeah. So low rolls that would miss you no matter what, right?
Isn't his
Possibly
shield
pass.
weakened or something?
What was it? Oh, his shield is weakened, actually. Yeah, it was a half armor class bonus. Good call. Yeah, this guy's shield's weakened. Because of that,
Yeah.
that actually might have done the job. It went through a gap in the shield and into him. Alright, good call for that. Saved him there. Yeah, weakened
Yeah.
shield. Whoever did that was it, Goat. You guys helped him out there. I think who broke the shield? The magic missile did, right?
It was Varius.
Vale.
Or Vale, sorry, yeah, Vale.
Yeah,
Vale.
missile.
Yeah, so because of that, you actually went through the holes of the shield and into him. Alright, damage then is actually
The 2d12.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
15.
Move this motherfucker.
Alright, he's no
Oh,
chance. He's dead. Yeah. So their front line are dead. Their shields are dead. These 3 are pole arms. These 2 are shields on the flank. So half were shields, half were pole arms, right? So their pole arms are the back line. These 2 are shields to replace the shield guys who just died, possibly. And that's what they'll probably do.
Are we pushing or running, guys?
As you guys fired, it's not the turn's not done yet. Because that's just you 3, right? But these guys still haven't acted. So, as you guys finished your shots, of course, Christian pushed over, right? Stepped through into the doorway. Crouched. Is that what you want to do? Crouch? Or do you want to stand sturdy?
Ouch.
Okay, you crouched. So if you crouched, right, these guys step forward with their pull arms and start stabbing into Christian. They have the high ground bonus because you are crouched, right? You're easier to kill when you're crouched against melee. You try to block them, alright, you do a full defense. Let's see if either of them can hit. Nice, nat 1. Okay. So one of them gets their weapon stuck in the wall as he swings, right? He hits the wall. So the weapon's malfunctional. What's this guy? Gets stuck in the top of the wall, over the doorway as he swung down. This guy just missed you completely. And as they made their attacks, of course, this guy here would help this guy pull his pull arm out, right? He'd not just stand there and watch. So he'd see him get his weapon stuck, he would take his turn to free his polearm so he can keep using it. While that happened, of course, this guy kind of stepped forward through the doorway to protect his team, right? He gets up there and blocks, right? Of course, these two are unloaded. Bethany, of course, was trying to get out of there. Vale steps away. Algar standing there. Bethany suggests for him to make his way down if he wants. But now that's the end of the round. So now we can actually take our next action. It's round 3 action, starting with Christian. Christian, you're at the doorway. You're up against the shield. Oh yeah, he actually made an attack. He stepped forward and attacked you as well. 17, let's check if you survived it. I think you did. Christian's got like max armor, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, easily
Mine's
you
one.
survived it. So he swings down on your shield despite
That's
having a
true.
high ground advantage, right? Because you're crouched. You survived the blow, right? Alright, so you wanna stab from below? You wanna stab while crouched, or something
Yeah.
else? You will have a disadvantage with the
Stab.
attack unless you stand up.
Stand up and stab him in the neck.
Okay, so you kind of like jump up at him, right, and thrust at him, right, from the ground. As you do that, bear in mind, you're not only crouched, but it doesn't matter because you just have to reload. So, Odysseus, you want to spend the round reloading or something else?
I'm gonna change my weapons into a mace and shield.
Okay, get ready for melee.
Yeah, good.
So you drop the rifle, right?
I'm getting ready for melee.
One hand you grab at your shield, or the rifle is long, so when you drop it, it just hangs on you.
Yeah.
But yeah, mace and
It
shield.
just hangs on me.
It's pretty convenient. Okay. Bear in mind, you can do that to any weapon. Like if you have a sword and you don't want to drop it, you can always have a sling on it, and right? It might be a little more cumbersome, more weight, but naturally you'll never lose your sword then, right? It'll just drag behind you. So, for example.
Very useful.
All right, especially useful for missile weapons. Okay, Ginkgo, do you want to spend the round reloading or something else?
Yeah, I'll reload and then I'll reposition and get a better shot on one of the non-shielded guys.
Okay.
As long as it doesn't put me like right in front of the doorway.
All right, reloading is stationary action, so you have to hold the ground, start priming your rifle.
Well,
and
then
everything.
now I'll just reload and not move then.
You'll move next round if you want. Bethany, you got out of there, right? Cleared out. You've got your flaming well ready to sling, but not a lot of space down there. What's your next move gonna be?
Finish moving over to the right into that square.
Okay.
Out of the way.
Cleared out.
Yeah, and I'll just wait there and see if people retreat. And if they do, I'll light my thingy and get ready to fire.
Okay. So you're on guard, ready to cover the retreat. Algar, do you want to just hold up here still with your shield and spear or something else?
I'm gonna try to make my way down.
Okay. As you're making your way down, Johnson, do you want to put the door down and make your way out, or?
Yep. No, I'm not leave. Unless I'm not. Put the door down and take out my compa.
Compo? Okay.
And we'll try to find a position there. I could also get a shot off.
Okay. Make your way up that stair.
Like
Maybe
move
that's
to the
northwest.
west.
Yeah.
West wall and leave space open for anyone.
Algar, yeah, he's squeezing into the chamber, trying to go down. Vale, are you gonna stay up here still, or something else?
I'm gonna go ahead and keep my eyes towards the entrance, right? Not the entrance here, but towards the entrance behind us to make sure we don't get any wandering monsters. And while I'm doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and get a magic missile ready. That way, if they get charged, I can end it.
Good call.
Wandering monster.
The noises have attracted another enemy in the area, possibly. So we're gonna check for that kind of enemy. So the battle just gets even worse, I guess. It escalates. Alright, that doesn't make any sense. So we're gonna switch it to reinforcements on the position. Alright, so you hear about a dozen enemies possibly approaching the position while you've been on guard. Let me check if we're surprised. We're not surprised. They're not surprised. Counter distance will do 2d6 times 10 feet. Somewhere 60 feet down the ways east, you hear an approaching group, right, marching down the tunnel. They're moving at full speed. So you can ready your shot against the east, or you can start casting spells or something.
being that I can hear him, I'm gonna go ahead, or hear them, I'm gonna go ahead and get my fireball ready.
Okay. You pull out the fireball scroll. Do you want to like stand at the corner here, get ready to fire, or do you want to stand at like at the far end before the pedestal, wait for them to come to church, or something else?
I want to be, I could pretty much be hidden, or no, I can't, I have light. So, yeah, sit me up behind cover as long as,
Light is still there.
well, as long as they can't see me. Yeah, as long as they can't see me, too. I don't want to be in a position where while I'm casting I get shot. You know what I mean?
I suppose, but no matter what, if you're gonna cast on something, you have to see them, and they'll be able to see you most likely, unless they're busy looking at someone else.
Well, I'll get half cover so I can still see them, and
Yeah.
that'll help me with my AC, I guess.
Yeah, you'll hide behind, or you'll stand behind the pedestal then. As they come racing down the tower. Alright, maybe Bethany can cover you. Bethany, instead of standing here, you can hear the enemies approaching from the east. Do you want to brace against the corner here, ready to fire your oil, or something else? Or do you still want to cover their retreat?
Yes. I'll do what you suggested.
Okay, the east. Alright. Algar's running down the stairs. Everyone else has a plan. Okay. So a new battle is emerging from the east, right? Now the rear guard's getting some action. Christian, we're starting with you. So actions were declared. You're doing a jump thrust, right? Basically, you're standing up, thrusting your blade into this guy who's swinging a sword. He has the initiative as you thrust your sword. Despite you having a smaller weapon, you have the low ground, right? So you're below. Actually, maybe I'll give you guys an initiative roll, actually. So, just make it a little more fair. So, smaller weapon, low ground. You got initiative 2. He got initiative 4. 2 seconds before you could run your sword into him, he brought a sword into you. Okay, possibly. Rolling to attack. Misses. Beats against your shield. You open up. You go for a stab. Here comes your stab. He closes with his shield right after in response. You still rolled a 19. Possibly hit. He blocks with shield. He has armor class of 2. When he blocked, he has armor class 0. Right? You hit on the dot. You would have missed if you didn't get a 19 or higher, pretty much. Unless you have a strength bonus. Let's see. Which you do. What the? You're very strong. Alright. You have a d6.
This is why he's a fighter.
And you have a +2 to damage as well. Let's see.
Right.
Okay.
Lethal
Alright,
fighter.
4 damage. Okay. Let's see if it's a kill. Rolling his hit die. He's a rookie.
Oh.
Alright, you got him. A young orc. You stabbed him right through the face. Alright.
Nice.
Or under his neck, you like did an uppercut with your thrust, right? Basically, you from under, you like opened up. He tried to block before you could fully block. Your blade went through his throat. You pulled it out real quick. If you want, you can crouch right back down after that, allowing the others to possibly have a lineup, right? Or if you want, you can, after stabbing him in the throat, you can take to the flank and allow maybe Odysseus to get up there with the chance to hit.
Oh yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I would do that.
Okay, so you would stab and sidestep, and he'd be busy reloading, and Algar would be busy coming down the stairs, and Johnson would have a shot ready, and you would crouch, of course, and Johnson might have a line of fire, just barely, as the pull arms kind of step forward, or do the thrust of the doorway. Johnson sees a line up here, opens fire.
Yeah.
This is considered a partial backstep. You're not behind him, but he's not aware of you. You're firing from here. So +4 to hit. You want the +4 or double damage?
+4. Yeah, I got a +5.
Okay, yeah, so you get a +4. Your dex bonus is +1, right?
Yep.
Okay, and you also get close range bonus. So very good bonuses here.
Yeah.
Against a pull arm.
Come on, let's do this.
Ah, fuck. All right.
Fuck.
You got a
No, I
9.
think I need to start rolling my own dice.
Yeah, just let me know if you want to start rolling. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna start rolling my own dice.
So it's a misfire right there. And then Odysseus, you stepped forward. They're thrusting their pole arms, by the way. So this guy thrusts pole arm into Odysseus. Right, this guy thrusts pole arm into Christian. Or did you want to charge them as you took out your weapons? Or did you want to hold the line? What was your plan, Odysseus, as you took out your weapons?
You know what? I can play it a bit ballsy, can I not?
Just rush them? Slam into them. By the way, this is a ledge. This is a ledge. If you want to run them off the ledge, that's actually a possibility. If you want to just full on tackle.
Yeah, we're doing that. So we're absolutely doing that.
Okay. Odysseus breaches, right? He's gonna just slam them off the cliff, right, or off the ledge. As you make your charge, they will get their attacks first. They have pull arms with reach. So this guy would be stabbing into Christian. As he tries to back out. Fails. Christian's full defense, right? Carefully just kind of sidesteps out. This guy will, these two will be targeting Odysseus. He tries to run him through, or tries to charge forward. Odysseus pushes ahead. They both thrust at Odysseus. Let's see if either hit. Fail, right? They just
Misses,
bounce against
both
your
of them.
shield. And you run through this guy. You're doing an unarmored attack, right? Trying to throw him off the ledge. Hit, unarmored attack hits, right? So you're attacking his unarmored defense. You're just attacking his armor, right? You're not going for weak points. Therefore, he is hit. Let's see if you can force doors. Alright, so standard push. So you go for a standard push off the ledge. And he was just trying to attack, so he gets pushed off, right? You slam your weight into him, gets pushed off, right? You slam into him, throwing him off with your shield, right? Off the ledge. So he's pushed over, and then, you know, slammed down over the ledge, and then hits the deck. Like goes, he's slammed and, you know, does a flip, right? Crashes to the deck, taking 26 subdual damage. 5. Let's see if he died from that, or not died, but go unconscious. He can't die from that. Alright, he's badly injured. It's 4 damage. That's 4. So he's at 1. So he's badly injured. He hits the deck down there. He's wounded. Alright, he's injured. So you threw him off the ledge, and
What the fuck?
let's see.
Might not be impressive.
Pretty good move there. Algar, you got up there, but there's not a lot of space. If you want, you can try to squeeze past Christian and Ginkgo for a stab into the polearm here. Would you like that?
Yeah.
Alright, so
Yeah,
you
I'll try
raised
to do
on the
that.
stairs. As they were busy fighting, you squeezed past Ginkgo and Christian, thrust your spear through the doorway into that polearm. You try to take on Christian. And here's your attack.
Okay, I was gonna roll.
Oh, you're gonna roll? Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah,
know you like to roll.
I've been doing my rolls.
Yep, you're right.
So I just tossed one motherfucker over the edge.
That was fire. That's definitely one of the coolest things we've seen in a while.
12.
Alright, 12 to hit. Damn. Okay, that might miss. He has a AC of, let's see, 3 plus.
Strength. What is strength?
My strength's 15.
So that's a +1.
He has an AC of 2, right, without a shield. You rolled a
Ah,
12 plus 1, 13, yeah, so it's a miss still, right? Just hits his armor, right? His thick hides, that's about all you can puncture, his hides. It doesn't go through. Alright, enemies to the east, I scored, I think, 60 feet from our position, right? So, let's see, that's roughly around, they started here when you heard them. So they're just now rounding the corner. And it was about, I think I rolled 13, pretty sure. So, they are piling in. This is going to be a juicy kill, possibly. If he waits for the right moment to blast them. But reinforcements are on the way, right? Let's see.
We can do this, man. Come on. We can do this.
Come.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Right.
6, 7, 8.
Oh, so there's room behind there.
Yeah, there was never a wall here. You guys do know that, right? Like, that was always an unexplored area.
We Jay.
Weird. We went in there multiple times.
Yeah, you wouldn't actually proceed, and you never passed the freaking pit. You would look at the pit and then leave all the time. Or trigger the pit. Someone
I
fell
threw
trapped.
like 3 grenades in the pit.
Yeah. We didn't go anywhere past it. We always just like messed with the pit and then left. Alright, so here they come, right? They came running down. They start at 60. At least their front line started at 60, right? So roughly here. So I'll move, I think they move. They have a standard move of 40. They're very strong and tough. Therefore, are able to wear armor. The armor they currently have with a very high rate of movement still. Alright. Yeah, so at the base they have 40 movement, and then of course with all their armor they're gonna be slowed slightly. So we'll say we'll give them 30 feet. So alright. Let's see.
Don't I get to throw my oil before they move in?
Yeah. I'm seeing like where they're gonna be moving as they're moving in. I'm pretty sure
Okay.
you would rather wait for them to kind of pile up before you throw it, right? Or do you want to throw it before they pile up?
I'd rather throw it before because
Okay.
I want make them think twice about even coming in here.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't want them just, stopping me from throwing it in there by by putting their shields up or whatever.
So as soon as you see the first one arrive, that's when you want to toss your oil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Base of the statue.
And then Vale, would you hold back? You wouldn't cast your scroll yet, right?
Yeah.
Just have it ready. Okay. So she would end up, lining the position up there, maybe keeping them at bay for buying some time if they're not willing to push through that, set themselves on fire. So before they came through, you lit that area up. It would burn for 2d8 rounds. So you bought your crew 15 rounds. Right. So it would hit the deck, and for 15 rounds, every round it would deplete. So it's the first one, right? At the start of the next one, it will be 14 rounds left and such, right? And every round it would burn for 1 damage. Alright, so
That's crazy.
it would push the position. Let me see if the reaction to it. The reaction
come in
is
anyway.
basically it's a morale check. If they pass the morale check, they will just wait for it to go out. If they fail it, there will be enough of a threat for them to retreat, to not, maybe push.
So no matter what's positive for us.
Yeah, they broke. So as soon as it blows up in flames, they're like, "Fuck this!" Like withdraw, right? Right? So maybe they heard the rumors of the fireball dude, right? So fireballing.
Fireball.
So they start retreating as soon as they see fire, right? It blows up in flames. That area is a large explosion of flaming oil, right? Greek fire, and they start retreating, right? Right. That might have been.
All right, I would like to take this opportunity to take my case out and take 2 of the flasks out and put them in my belt.
Reload.
To
Yeah.
replenish my belt.
Sounds good. If you have plenty of time, you're not technically in combat yet. Let's see. You guys are out of the combat area at the moment, so a little more leeway with actions. Yeah. Anyway, you should be down to 4 shots left then. Right? Yeah. See.
Exactly.
Okay. Alright, yeah, that's fair. Back to the main area of conflict. Starting with Odysseus. We're declaring actions again, right? So action declaration. Odysseus, you got 2 left down here with you.
Targeting the one that has weapon.
They both have a weapon, I think.
What?
They have full arms, I'm pretty sure. This guy, remember, I think this one is a they're
That's
shield
a
guys.
shield guy. The other one is the pole arm. I'm targeting the pole arm.
Okay. I think these were the shield ones. The shields are all dead. These 2 are pole arms, yeah, because they were in the back lines. These should be pole arms. There were only 3 shields, and the 3 shields are dead. So.
Alright, I'll target the one to the north.
Yeah, it doesn't matter too much, but you should go for. Yeah, the north might be the better option since they will focus fire on the south, right? Your friendlies.
Yeah.
So, all right, you go for the north. Christian, you want to push in there and fight? You can round the corner and go for the north as well, allowing them to keep firing on the guy to the south.
He
Or do you
said
wanna-
south.
South? Okay. If you do go for the south, bear in mind you will be in their way. Is that okay? So they can't fully support you, or you can just hold back and let. You can wait for them to fire maybe if you want. Let them, because they're about to fire. I think Ginkgo has his arquebus loaded. So if you want, you can just hold back. Let the shooters at least let off their shots and then push up. You want to do that? So you want to hold the line?
Until they fire, then whenever they fire, I'll push.
Yeah. That might be the most optimal thing, right? So you hold, ready to charge, right? As this guy moves in on Odysseus trying to flank him, because Odysseus is going to be fighting this guy. So his back's going to be to this guy, possibly.
You have a back turn?
He will. But these guys, fortunately, we got a support right here, these 2, right?
Yes.
So,
We got several supporters on me.
and
I
Algar,
think
too.
we'll be
Algar
good.
will be the stab through as well. So you guys should be able to intercept him. If all fails, this guy might be able to kill Odysseus from behind, but good chance it won't happen. Right? So,
Again, with 10 HP, that's a bit unlikely, but still, I don't want to die, so please kill him.
all right. So initiative.
I will.
When it comes
I
to
have
initiative,
all. He's turned his back.
when it comes to the initiative, if there's already a melee going on, melee goes first, right? As you guys prepare your shots and take aim. So melee is first, immediate melee. So Odysseus, you're swinging this guy, right? He has a pole arm in close range. You win initiative in close range against a pole arm. So.
Obviously,
you hit. All right.
That's a 19. That's a hit.
Clearly a hit. Yeah. 1d6 damage. You have a +2 to hit for your fighting skill as a C3. Let's
Yeah.
see. And then yeah, 1d6. What's your strength?
It's not anything special. I think it's a 12.
Okay.
It's an 11.
11. Okay. All right. So yeah, it should just be about a d6. Damn. Okay.
Ah.
That's unfortunate. Let me check the house rules on fighting skill real quick. For
I
all
mean,
classes.
there's a chance he still dies.
Yeah, there's a chance. I'm gonna double check if you have a higher chance. So, checking the house rules right now. For
Wait,
the
do I not have advantage on this? Like more damage because of the dice number of dice rolled.
No, you don't have fighting skill as a fighter. Fighters have that. If you're talking about hit die. Let's see.
Okay.
You do have the +2 to hit. We use the the monster attack matrix. That's what I meant. So no class based attack matrix. All classes use the monster attack matrix. That means, of course, instead of that, that's our house rule for it. We just keep it very simple. So at level 2 you get a +1, level 3 you get a +1, or a +2, and such. So you still get a higher attack roll, but higher chance to hit. But the damage is really low. 1 damage. That's all you get, sadly. Let's see if he dies. So you nicked him with your mace.
No.
This guy's a big guy. He survived the blow. Alright, so survives the hit.
This might be the leader.
Possibly of this small crew, yeah. This one here, they start countering your attack. Okay, so this guy's swinging his polearm through you. Or trying to, at least. He backs up, swings,
Yeah.
rolls a 13, bounces on your shield. I think that's all it can achieve. Let's see. Yeah, you've got decent armor on. You have AC 4 actually. AC 4. Yeah, so you missed. This guy goes for a back stab, or rear attack as your flank. I'll say that your back is to the wall here, so it's a flank. They're in melee, so you're in a melee. So these guys load their weapons. He's not moving. He's just thrusting, so he has initiative technically against their missiles. He's thrusting his polearm at you. They're losing their shots. Christian's holding back. Algar's waiting for him to push up, unless Algar wants to step forward and stab him. Get in there, but yeah, they can't intercept quite yet unless he moved. Right? He didn't move. He just thrusted. So, in fact, he probably stepped back away from the doorway while thrusting, so he doesn't get shot. And that's what he will do. Right? 16 +2 for a flank.
That's a hit.
18. Hopefully you can
That's a
tank
hit.
it. Let's just hope you can tank this. It's a polearm.
Dies
Damn.
immediately.
Oh, technically, I do tank it. I'm still alive.
Yeah, you're barely alive. You gotta saving throw versus death to see if you stay conscious. So we got a little cocky there, I guess. Christian held back, allowing an optimal shoot, but realizing the enemy backed up, there wasn't a line of fire. You passed at least, so you're still conscious. You're still on your knees, dying. Let me see where he chose to hit you. All right, he chopped off a limb. He swung down at you and hacked off your leg. So you fall over. You lost your left leg. He hacked your leg off from the knee. So you're gonna get a peg leg or a prosthetic or magical healing to get that leg back. But Odysseus, the freaking priest, got his leg chopped off. All right.
I don't think anyone with bandages.
Let's see. You need a
Just can
tourniquet.
heal thyself.
So
I
status
think a band-aid's gonna help this guy.
dying, conscious of course, dying, and severed left leg. Left leg. Alright,
So,
we'll do calf
Do I
area
run
to
in
be
there
more
right now?
specific. Alright, so Odysseus had his lower leg hacked off by a polearm just now. Right? Below the knee. Blood is spurting out from there. Right, he is actively dying. Okay. Christian, you saw that. You pushed up in there trying to intercept. You went for this guy, right? You charged in there. He backed up. Right, we didn't see that maybe coming, for them to choose to back up and attack instead. So Christian, of course, you charge in there. Maybe you can save him. Maybe not. Bear in mind, if you go for this attack, if you
I
push
have
him,
scrolls, I
Wait.
have scrolls, I
Actually-
have bandages, I have medicine. Somebody save my ass.
Christian, you chose to go in there, right?
I
So,
will.
bear in mind, now that you're in there, you've got your back turned to this guy. Okay. Algar, maybe you can squeeze in there at some point if Christian makes enough space, but he engages the enemy and starting to turn around, I suppose. But he's about to get whacked, right? He misses the attack. He crashes into the enemy, starts swinging. The enemy parried with the shaft of his
Do
pole
you have
arm.
a reroll, Christian? Do you have a reroll?
I don't think he does.
No, I don't.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah,
Shit.
subscribed or anything. Okay, so situation is getting kind of rough here, right? Things are turning south. Ginkgo and Johnson have their shots ready, but there's no target. That's the thing. The enemy didn't choose to advance into the trap. Algar, as Christian, do you want to hold here or do you want to circle the enemy as you're attacking? You can move in melee. It's possible in our rules as a fighting withdrawal, but it's something else. Yeah, you want to circle him, right? So you're swinging at him as Algar steps in to help you. Algar, if you step in there, are you gonna go for the north or the one he's fighting? Or are you
Yeah,
try
I'm
to
gonna
save-
go for the one in the north.
Okay, you see him about to actually execute Odysseus, a C3, right? So you turn around. He's about to finish him off, but you go for a thrust just before he can.
Oh, you can't.
I'm gonna roll.
Okay, go ahead. Odysseus' life is on the line right now.
Yes. Oh fuck.
Yikes, that's a miss.
That's
You flank, but it's still a miss. Yeah, you stab at him.
How
Right.
many rerolls do I have, Ekin? 1 or 2?
You have one reroll per subscription and one fudge, right, per game. So
I have the highest subscription.
Ragnar
Yeah,
gets one
yeah,
reroll,
fudge.
and well,
Don't I also have the lowest subscription?
oh, you do. You get the lower subscriptions too. You're right. Yeah, technically you do. Yeah, you can do another.
So
reroll.
I have. Technically, I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Fucking
Yeah, 'cause you have the
Christ,
adventure and
I'll save
legend
my
too.
own ass.
All right,
Can't you
you're
fudge
right.
that guy's roll on you? Can't you go back and fudge that guy's roll on you so he doesn't cut your leg
I
off?
already used the fudge. I can't do that again.
You have two fudges actually, because you have
I
two
used
you have
the
two
fudge.
legends, or wait, you have Grognard, right?
Holy shit.
And then, well, actually
I
no,
have Ragnar, yeah.
you have Grognard. Which all Grognard does is it gives you double XP. Adventurer gives you a reroll. But if you're subscribed to Grognard, of course, then you also get Legend and you also get Adventurer, which you already used those though. So Adventurer gives you a reroll, right? It's already included in the price. Yeah, so that's all that Grognard gives you, double XP. So you already used your Legend roll, so which is fudge. So
Someone
you,
put the dollar.
shouldn't have
Save
it.
my ass.
It's okay. It's part of the story, man. If we can't save you, it's just part of the story, right? We might see the end of Odysseus here. Algar, you stab around the corner. The enemy's, tanks the blow with his armor, right? Ginkgo and Johnson, realizing the situation, did you guys want to move up or hold the line or something else? Also, you hear enemies moving in from the east, possibly. I think our troop deterred them, but for now at least, they deterred our enemies. from the
I'm
east.
going to reposition. I'm gonna move
They fell back.
downstairs to see if I can get a shot on one of the orcs' backs.
Yes.
Could I do the same thing? See if I can get a shot.
Yeah, you guys are moving in, trying to see if there's a line of fire anywhere, but Algar's in the doorway still.
Algar's in the way.
Yeah, so you're waiting for him to
So that's-
move in, right? If he moves
Yeah.
in there, then there's a chance. While that was going on,
I'm gonna be right.
Bethany and Vale's turn again, right? So, Bethany, you lit the position up. Vale, you had your spell ready. The enemy withdrew. Doesn't mean they're fully withdrawn, right? Because you didn't kill half of them, so that's not full retreat. They withdrew from the area for sure. They're not advancing. They didn't hold the position. They withdrew, right? So,
So I saw the direction they withdrew in, and I
Yeah.
know that there's a tunnel up there, right?
yeah, you know that.
So can I move up to the edge of the flaming oil and throw another flaming oil up there?
Sure.
Oh my goodness.
Just keep on scaring them off, trying to. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Bombard them with flaming oil.
Make them pay for every inch.
All right. Vale, do you want to keep readying your, scroll? Just stay at the ready, or do you want to do something else?
I'm gonna maintain defense.
Ready,
Not break
boss.
defense, so I need to hold defense.
All right. Yeah, you hold the line. Back to the front, right? Odysseus' turn. You're dying right now. As you're dying, you can still take actions while you're dying, right? Any kind of actions though are the penalty. For Shirley, if you don't
Considering the fact
yeah.
that the enemy is distracted by allies,
Mhm.
and I have bandages on me,
Yeah.
can I begin making sure I don't die?
So how this works, of course, is right now your hands are on the wound. You're trying to stop the bleeding, but you're bleeding out from your leg.
Yeah.
The best way to secure, so bandages can maybe help slow it, but what you need here is a tourniquet.
You would
right?
need a tourniquet.
So for now, you can slow it down, but
The
it's
fuck
only
has
temporary.
nobody mentioned this before?
Extend. So you might have to make shift.
I do have
tourniquet
also
out of the
magical
bandages.
thought.
Yes. Cure light.
Magical healing. Yeah, the cure light wounds is
Your
not.
light,
Here.
it won't
It's light wounds. This is a heavy wound. Serious
exactly
injury.
save my ass, but it'll definitely slow it down, won't it?
It might help your mental state. Yeah. You'll still have a bleeding leg, but you'll heal hit points at least. You'll be mentally killable, but you'll have a penalty and you'll still be dying. So. Alright, so yeah, you're still bleeding. You're reaching for bandages, trying to slow it down even further, because your hands can only slow it so much. I would say, with your hands, of course, you'll make another saving throw after a minute, but with bandages, we'll say that you will double the time it will take to bleed out, basically. So you'll slow it down. You'll have the
Alright,
rate of
so
bleeding.
I have 12 rounds before I die.
Yeah,
Or
you got
almost
2
die.
minutes roughly.
Can't you tie a tourniquet with bandages though?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
so it's gonna make shift.
No, that's not how that
but
works.
If it's tight enough, you need like a belt. So all characters have a belt, by the way. You start with
Use your
one.
belt, dude.
So.
Yeah, makeshift tourniquet now.
Well, right now what he's doing is pulling. He only got one action, so he already decided. He took out bandages to slow down the bleeding, so he's starting with that. And then as he slows the bleeding, someone else should probably have applied the tourniquet, right? So, while he slows the bleeding, because while he's applying the tourniquet, he's freely
Somebody kill
bleeding
these
out. So
motherfuckers
he's
and
slowing
take
it
my
down
ass.
right now. Right. Well, first he's reaching to his bag, and as you reach into your bag for bandages, by the way, the bleeding rate doubles, right? So it's 30 seconds if you're not actually holding the wound, right? So instead of a minute, you'll bleed out in 30 seconds until you put that bandage over there. Then it's double again. So go back to a minute, then maybe 2. The more bandages you have, the slower it'll bleed, I guess, possibly. And then of course, the tourniquet will secure the bleeding for sure, though, right? With help it clog up or cauterize, possibly. All right, sever blood flow right from that area, or help sever the blood flow. Okay.
Somebody help me!
Yeah.
I've lost my fucking leg.
Christian, you want to keep the melee up against it? You want to continue the melee or something else? You want to try to throw him off? So you're going to go in for a grapple?
Yeah.
Alright.
There we go.
So you reach for a grapple, right? Bear in mind, although grappling is good, if you're the grappler and you haven't grappled yet, you're very easily attacked, right? So grapplers versus a weapon, just like in real life, an unarmored person reaching for an armed person, the armed person has the advantage at first, right? So they have a great advantage, but after you get past the enemy's weapon, then you have the advantage, right? So bear in mind, if you go in for a grapple, he has the advantage at first with his polearm. Are you okay with that?
Well, I'm close to him, right? So
Yeah,
his
his polearm's
not effective.
not very effective. Yep, he lost his initiative already. But if you fail to hold him down, right, then he can possibly take advantage of that. So, all right. Algar's going in. Or Algar, are you gonna step in there and help Odysseus, stab at the orc, or something else?
I'm gonna step in and can I let go of my
What?
Cut out again, bro.
What?
would I be able to let go of my spear and pull out my sword in the same movement and attack? My spear slung?
I mean, you can toss your spear, can't
Yeah, you can drop the spear. It's slung on you. So if you drop it, it's still hanging on you. And then you can rush him
but
with
would
your
I
sword.
be able to pull out my sword and attack at the same time or no?
You would
No.
still get an attack, but it would be slow, right? It'd be near the end of the round, so he'd have the advantage. So as you're naturally, he wouldn't just watch you take out your gear. You'd drop the spear, reach for your sword. As you reach for it, he'd be chopping into you possibly, right? With the advantage, because you wouldn't be defending. You'd be.
I'll step in. I'll step in and engage with my spear.
All right, you move him. You wanna run him through, like make space, run him through.
Yeah.
Okay. So you advance, you spear charge him, right? Close in with your spear.
Yeah.
And if you do
And
that,
then
the other teams might have a chance to
one
help.
d20, right?
Not yet. We're declaring actions. Right. We're not actually rolling yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we gotta make sure everyone's on the same page before we decide. That way, there's no conflict
Gotcha.
of interest, or if there is, we can resolve it properly. Ginkgo and Johnson, right? Are you guys just ready to move in with your guns, or something else?
Yeah.
Your missiles.
I was
Well, wait.
Algar.
Or you want to change it up? So I heard yes and I heard no, right?
So that room's like completely crowded, right? Like there's
Yeah,
no line of sight.
there's a
for
lot of them in
anything.
there. There's a lot. There's 2 still left, and it's like piles of bodies at the door. At the doorway.
Yeah.
You got 4
I'm
people.
gonna up the stairs. What's happening? She's just watching out for.
You don't know. You wouldn't know. Yeah, you're down here. So what's your move? You gonna think about it? That's also a move. Sounds like you guys are thinking about it. All right, Bethany. So of course,
Wait.
last round, you moved up to the position.
The dungeon master.
What's up?
I was going to declare something.
What's your declare? Or what action you want then?
Okay, well, what I'm going to do is move up behind Algar and try to, when I'm able to shoot that orc who's
Okay.
distracted by
Grapple him out.
yeah. If you grapple him, I get an even cleaner shot.
Bethany,
Oh, yeah.
do you plan? I know you moved up last round earlier, right? You moved up. You got your flaming oil lit, ready to throw. So this round you're just slinging it, right? That's what your plan is. Slinging, right? So and then
Yes.
Vale, you're still on guard, or do you want to change it up? We're in action.
Sling it into that doorway,
Okay.
I'll do exactly
Easily
what I
done.
was doing before.
so
Right.
it will affect that orc right there in the doorway.
Good to go. Yeah. He's like standing on the ledge, right? His back is to the pit. He's the watch, or the scout, or their leader. Who knows, right? All right. Back to resolving the action for this round. What actually happens is, we'll start with the south flank, just between Christian and this orc. Christian, of course, is in close combat with an orc who has a polearm. As he's trying to back up to swing his polearm, Christian moves in for a grapple. So we're gonna do an initiative here. In that case, Christian's in close range. His grapple is already close range. Actually, I think Christian wins initiative here. Actually, yeah, close range attack. He just grapples him. To grapple them effectively, you need to drop your shield and sword. Right? Is that fine?
That's fine.
Because you're not shoving him, you're grabbing so you can throw him off the ledge. So, shield and
Yeah.
sword drops to the deck. You can pick it up later. Right, and you're going for a full-on grab so you can throw him off the ledge. Okay. So you reach to grab at him. You're attacking his unarmored armor class, right? You're just trying to grab him. You're not trying to actually hurt him or anything at the moment. Let's see. So let's see if you can hit. That might have been a miss.
Oh,
You might have been able to parry that or dodge it.
Might.
You have a 7 to hit, right? As he's stepping back, he's trying to defend himself. What's your strength? So 17, right? Plus 2. Alright, his armor class is 9 naturally, right? Or actually not 9. They have a pretty good dexterity or passive defense, which is actually armor class 6. So, yeah, as you move in, right, trying to get a grip on him, right? He's sturdy and strong. He's able to actually just push you back with the half of his polearm, right? Pushes you back and swings his polearm into you. Here comes the swing. And now Guard's moving in to take on the north guy. No, DC is bleeding out. Alright, he swings the polearm. Lands a possible hit on Christian. Let's check out your armor.
No.
Your shield's not protecting you right now, so you're at -1 armor class. And you are a grappler, so grapplers have a lowered AC, right? Let's see. It says in the rules, house rules for grappling. The grapple target is encumbered. Let's see. Otherwise, grapplers may be attacked with a +4 to hit. Right, so if you were trying to grapple, he would get a +4 to hit. So you were attempting to grapple on him, right? So you're reaching for him,
That's a
pushed
big...
you back, right? You have nothing to defend yourself with, right? Just your hands. So you're in grapple stage, right? Just dodging, trying to parry maybe after you were trying to grab him. So you reached for him, he stepped back, and as you reached for him, he kind of ran his, he just thrust it forward, right, into you. As you like try to push against him. So you basically leapt at him, try to like grab him, right? But as you grabbed him, he stepped back and pushed his polearm into your gut, right? That would be like how it would work out. So, the damage, right? Because you're hit with that +4, it's a hit. It's a pull arm, right? So it's gonna deal 1d10. Right, 4. You survive it barely.
Oh, you're still alive.
You've been hit,
Okay,
stabbed
still
in the
do this.
gut, right? It's a pretty bad wound, right? Algar steps in there, tries to take on this guy, right? So as you stepped in there trying to stab him, he went in for a swinging or an execution possibly on Odysseus. I'm gonna roll his morale. Morale check meaning if he passes the morale, he remains disciplined and continues fighting those who are more of a threat. If he fails it, he gets bloodthirsty and goes in for an execution, right? So, morale check. He passes, so he actually attacks Algar. He lets Odysseus bleed out. And he swings on Algar, right? Who is more of a threat to him at the moment. Okay. So as you step in there, he swings. He scores a 13 against you. Let's check your armor. Okay. So
I have heavy everything.
Yeah.
And heavy plate.
Maxed out. Alright. So yeah, that's 2, 6, 8. Yeah. 9. 11 bonus. Yeah, so you have a -2/-4 armor class, I think. 2, 6, 8, 11. Wait. 2, 6, so that's 8 plus 3 is 11 plus another -2, so it's -13. Okay, so 9 minus 13 is -4 possibly. -4. Nine, 0. Okay, so 2. Yeah, it's -4/-6. You have the maxed armor, right, that you can get in the game. At least like default, not magical. 2.
Jesus Christ, you're impossible to hit.
2 plus 6 is -8, or -6 is -8, -3 here is -9, -2 here is -11. Wait, so 2, 6, 8, 9, or 8. If this is 3, that's not 9, that's 11. Yeah. 8, 6, 8, 10, 13. Okay. Yeah, -4, -6 is your armor class. You're right now at -6. It's only a nat 20 can touch you. Alright, he's an actual tank, right? So you step in there, his pull-arm just glances off you, right? You're just encased in armor, and you thrust your spear into him. Oh wait, you're rolling yourself.
Alright, I'm rolling.
Yeah.
One.
Yep.
Go for it.
Is it like every time you start rolling for him, you roll a 1 and then he start rolling? It's really funny.
19.
Hit.
It's a 20 with my +1.
Yeah, that's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage. 1d6.
1d6?
Yep.
Okay.
You get +1 to damage.
Come on.
26 1, 7 damage.
Max. Alright, let's see if he survives. Oh, that's just enough. Alright, he gets the saving throw, which is death. He is dying and conscious, so he's on his knees too, right? Bleeding out like Odysseus. You can choose where.
Both sitting there, bleeding out in our blood.
Yeah, so he's dying. Blood is spurting out
So
of his.
much blood.
Yeah, you can sit on his face and fart while you tourniquet Odysseus' leg.
Use him as a seat.
Reverse execution.
Alright, so you would run his face, or you would run him through with your spear, right? Allowing Johnston maybe to push up after you. You would walk in there, see Christian be hit, right? Ginkgo's right next to him, ready to move in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I go shoot the.
You want to shoot this guy to the south?
Yeah, he's particularly targeting that one.
I mean, both of you were trying to get in there, but Ginkgo, did you want to contest Johnson's push and try to get in there before him, or would you be okay with him going?
No, if I
before
see
you?
if I see him taking lead, I'll let him take it.
Okay, yeah, so you would step in there, right? You would fire flank. This is considered a partial backstab.
Partial. All right, I take the.
Yep. So you want +4? Okay.
All right, I'm rolling. I'm rolling.
Rolling. Okay, go ahead. 1d20. Yeah. We'll add the adjustments after.
Okay. After. Okay.
Yeah, so just do a straight d20.
1d20.
5.
5.
Alright. Your adjustments are +2 for flanking, +4 for backstab, so +6 total so far. +1 for your dexterity, right? So +7. So 9 + 7 is
Fuck,
16. Alright, you
I
have
have such
16.
a high hit. I keep rolling low.
He has AC 2, also short range bonus. You barely hit him, right? You hit him by on the dot, pretty much.
Holy
So,
shit.
roll the damage. It's gonna be just a D8 with a composite bow.
Okay, do I have any damage bonuses? I doubt it.
No.
No.
No. 7.
Kill. For sure, a kill.
Kill.
Negative
Fuck
1 hit
yes!
point.
I
Shot
got
him in
a
the side of the
kill!
head.
I got a kill! Oh my god, that took
Alright.
so fucking
The
long.
battle to
Wait,
the south has been won. This guy, of course, crawls away.
Oh my.
Right, he ran away. He's out of there. Retreat, retreat.
Help
Okay.
him.
Of course, while that was happening, Bethany lit the position up over here. This guy set ablaze, possibly. Saving throw versus, actually, no saving. Technically, yeah, you couldn't get a saving throw. Supposed to be allowed one. You got a nat 1, and actually tripped up and fell into the, possibly fall into the pit trap.
Oh.
He gets a saving throw versus that too, at least. It's only fair. So, his nat 1 just
No,
says,
he doesn't. No.
he does, yeah. So he gets a nat 1 against the oil, right? So he's trying to avoid the flaming oil, like step out of it.
Please say
Fails.
he gets a nat 1 again.
So he might not. He's definitely gonna have a fumble, right? So, with a fumble, of course, it just means that he like trips up and maybe falls on the landing, but there's a chance he falls in the pit too. So, right. So let's check for that. All right, he's not trying to actively fall in there. Fails. All right. Yeah, it's a trap check. Okay, so in the end, basically how that worked was, she would hit the deck. There's a chance for him to react to the blast. Technically, everyone should get a saving throw or something like that. Technically, yeah. So it would blow up in his face, right? He would have a chance to, of course, dodge out of it. So his move would be to try to back up into the wall. He'd still be in there. So, but he did get a nat 1 as he was trying to escape the fire and reduce the damage. So, yeah, technically, yeah. So that's his reaction, of course. Saving throw is a reaction to something that you can't always prevent, like death, right? So she would land it. It'd deal 1 damage. Possibly he was trying not to take any damage at all, so that's why he rolled a saving throw. And his saving throw would mean that he's trying to retreat, failed to retreat possibly, and possibly fell into the pit while trying to retreat, while the oil splashed all over the place. He failed that saving throw, so I'm gonna say, yeah, he ends up slipping in there. The oil is wet and oily. He backed into the wall. It's on fire. He slips again and slips down to the pit while his crew backs up. Right. He takes 2d6 damage when falling into a 10-foot deep, or roughly 10-foot deep pit with spikes at the bottom, and dies. Right. It's on fire. Hits the deck, but skewered by a spike, right, and dies down there. It's like on fire, like blows up in fire. Starts like grabbing his head, trying to pat out the fires, bumps into the wall, slips on the floor, falls into the pit, and dies. Right. Very nice. So another thing of oil covering our ashes, but also maybe blocking our retreat.
Yeah.
That will burn for 2d8 rounds.
I wonder what the
for 1
orcs think
damage.
of that.
3 rounds. This fire's maybe not as effective. Maybe it's because it's pouring down into the pit. But it burns for 3 rounds. This one should be burning. This one's been burning for 2 rounds. 13. Okay. Alright. Back to the crew here. The battle is won. The enemy are dying. You guys intend to Odysseus' wounds. He tried to slow the bleeding, right? You guys pull out your belts. Whose belt are we using? Odysseus' belt?
I take out
his belt, right?
I can use
So
belt.
she is the belt of the person you're trying to tend to.
Let
treat.
my dexterous hands do the.
Okay. By the way, when you take off his belt, everything on his belt comes off, right? So if he had any weapons, pouches, grenades, it all falls off, right? As you remove it for it.
I can use nothing falls
They're
off.
telling me 15
Okay.
grenades
If someone
just
doesn't have
roll on the floor.
anything on their belt, then your belt might be better to use. Like Ginkgo, you have stuff on your belt
we
though.
can use.
I think. Yeah, your bullet pouch
Yeah, I
is
have
on
a
there.
belt. I can hold those.
Just
Alright, so you're okay with dropping it for now. It's an emergency. So you quickly unbuckle, right, and get to work, right? So you try to tend to his wounds.
Could I Could I use my arquebus to like make him like a makeshift peg leg so we can at least stumble out of here?
Maybe after you apply the
I
tourniquet,
already
yeah.
have my own aqua.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, but
Use a
We
tongue
can
Keep
of
trying to be
carry
fire.
him.
helpful.
We can carry him out.
okay, that works.
Just make sure
Yeah,
you grab
I'll
his
take my
leg.
belt off and I'll just hold my stuff from my belt and tourniquet him.
Let's see.
They throw me in the fucking wagon.
Alright, the enemy did have a stash here, right? They did have a stash here on the lookout post, right? Let's see what it consists of.
Yeah, we need to get out of here.
We're in dungeon level 2
Yeah,
right
we
now.
do.
Or 1.5. We're in dungeon level 1.5. This is considered a level 1 encounter. I only rolled 1 hit die. I rolled it as if they were in level 1, so it's a level 1 encounter technically. Level 1 guarded treasure.
There's just a lot of them.
Alright, so it turns out there is 500 coppers worth of siege equipment up here on the platform. Particularly, it's in the form of grenades and flaming oils and all that. So that's where they get it from. You're at their siege stash, right? It's 500 coppers worth, so I would say out of the 500, yeah, we can specify what exactly it is later, but it's siege equipment up here. That's the stash. Siege weapons, right? It's 500 coppers worth.
Maybe it's a good thing to unhinge that door.
Get everything out.
Okay. Naturally, this
I
stuff
got
is more
loaded, just got a
valuable
lot of
to your
good.
crew than it is as a treasure, right? So it's because if you sell siege equipment, it's only worth half its price typically. So it's more useful under your ranks. Now you got a supply stash of siege equipment, right? So naturally, if you want, in between adventures, you guys can leave garrisons, right? Like leave troops behind adventures. Like you guys don't have to actually go back to town. Naturally, if you want to resupply, you have to go back to town. But if you don't have any plans, if you want to like continue the campaign in like a particular area, you can leave crews behind, right? As long as you have the supplies to do so, rations and such, right?
Yeah.
But like this supply stash here, you can carry it all out, but then now you have to carry it back in. So you might leave it here for next time's use. If you manage to lock up this door up here and secure it, right? Maybe if you, then you can secure the stash for yourself. So whenever you visit the dungeon, you can always go pick up supplies, right? Later. It's up to you guys. You can also haul it out and sell it if you want to make a profit, or just take it.
Take half of it. I don't cover.
Yeah.
So it's 500 coppers worth of supplies. It's probably weighing around 50 pounds worth of gear, right? So if you, this is just a rough estimation.
Would I be able
right?
to carry that on the cart?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. Your hand cart
It's
definitely can carry up to
pounds,
50
yeah.
pounds easily, right?
Okay.
At least anything that's not large or bulky.
While they're helping to see if I'm gonna start collecting the heads.
All right, but we're gonna wrap the story up for the day. We're like a little over time, so to wrap it up.
Wait.
Yeah, what's up?
I was gonna say when that other fire's dying out, I'm gonna refresh it. And when the one closest to me dies out, we can move up there and maybe he can use his fireball.
Fireball around the corner.
They'll be long gone by then.
They'll be gone by then. So, it's
Okay.
as expected.
That's
So yeah,
cool.
to wrap the story, it's a good idea. Maybe if they did this that side to stay behind, maybe, right? But yeah, you would bar the position until your troop is ready to retreat. Or you already had this for 1 minute and 30 seconds or whatever. 13 more rounds. That's about 2 minutes actually. So their reaction to losing another guy. Let's see, they're gonna have a reaction check. This one's gonna do naturally hold the line or withdraw again, right? Withdraw further. They passed, so they decided to hold the line for whatever reason. And, you would wait for your crew to finish looting. And to wrap the story, the crew would secure the position, loot the enemies as Algar would bring the cart down, load up on the enemy's loot, and maybe a chunk of the siege weapons. How much of the siege weapons do we want to load up on the cart? All of it, or?
All of them.
Okay.
All of it.
All
As much as we can at least.
Alright, so all siege weapons were loaded onto the cart. All enemy weapons, all enemy armor, possibly, if it's not too... The armor is bulky to some extent, but it's foldable, actually. It's hides and helmets and shields. So yeah, it could be put on the cart to stack it neatly. The only armors that, if they had it, wouldn't be able to stackable in a 5-foot space like that on a cart, because it's small. It's not big enough. Would be like plates and all that, right? Plate armors, like scale, lamellar, brigandines, and plate. But chain armor and hides and jamisons are all foldable, so they can stack. They're stackable on the cart. So we were able to actually take all the armor pretty much. The shields could be stacked like plates, and you could just put them in the cart. Same with all the body armor, folded, stacked. Same with all the weapons and helmets piled in there, right? Stashed in there. All the siege weapons stashed in there too. They're small enough to fit in the cart. You would drive the cart out of here. You would have the heads. On the way out, yeah, we can see if Bethany's plan can follow through or follow through, right? So her idea, she suggested to Captain or Elven Warrior Vale to blow them up with fire. Would you be interested in such a plan, or do you want to ignore that idea?
If I'm able to get quite a few kills, I might as well.
Alright, so as the troop was on the way out, quickly Vale and Bethany scouted out the area up ahead and realized that despite all that fire she threw, for whatever reason they decided to withdraw and hold. They didn't actually retreat. They didn't have a good reason to retreat yet. They were trying to hold and block you guys from actually pushing out, right? They wanted to cut off your retreat. And because they, in their mind, thought that they had a good idea to cut off your retreat, it was actually the wrong plan, right? Because you had a plan to counter their position. And you decided to cast Fireball down the corridor, right? So how would you do that? Would Bethany block as you cast it, or there's a risk?
I'll need my shield and provide cover, and he can get behind me and cast Fireball. But I would have already put another flask of oil into that opening.
Oh, prevent them from advancing? Yeah. So you'd light up the position again to prevent their advance, or if they did, they would have trouble. They would be slipping on flaming oil into the pit, possibly. Other than that,
because the way Fireball works, the Fireball makes just straight up a flame radius, right? It doesn't really matter where it hits. It's a 40-foot radius. So, what I'm going to aim for the roof above them, right? Because this isn't like a super tall cavern, and I'm going to try to hit dead center as far as I can, and it should make the radius to annihilate pretty much at least 8 or 9 of them.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and I'm trying to provide you light so you can see where to aim, too.
Yeah, his light.
Flaming oil in there.
He has flaming oil. He has his magical light that reveals the map up ahead. Let me draw out the map up ahead, actually, so you have an idea of how much you can actually affect. So, the area up ahead, you never explored it, but because you have this powerful light, also we didn't really have an opportunity to map it, but it actually it maps out something like this. It goes a total of 20 feet north and turns a corner like this, and then it continues toward the north.
Essentially, I'm aiming for the most
optimal area,
pristine part to just just to end up, because a Fireball should annihilate almost all of them.
Yeah, a good chunk of them at least. So the idea was some of them were of course in the corner or around the bend of the tunnel.
May I ask a question?
What's up?
Do fireballs go around corners in this game, or
no? It's a straight ball of fire.
Okay.
Like it's a ball. It's not like a huge ball. It starts small, but once it hits and impacts, it blows up in a 40-foot radius. That's how it looks.
I'm aiming for the corner of that wall.
So it's it's basically like an RPG,
if you
right?
set off in a tunnel, does it spread up and down the tunnel to the full volume of the sphere, or is it just just a circle?
So whatever it impacts, you can think of a fireball in our game, right? Based on description 2 in the book, it's basically like an RPG, right? It's a ball of fire that's not like 40 feet the whole time. It becomes 40 feet once it impacts its area, right? It's not a wall of fire. It's just a ball of fire. So you fire the ball, it hits the target and blows up 40 feet, right? Naturally, if it impacts anything on the way to the target, it'll blow up there instead, right? Like any kind of missile that you fire. But this one's an explosive missile, right? So let's say, Bethany, of course, provides partial cover for Vale as he's loosing the fireball. He needs 10 seconds to cast without being affected. Fortunately for you, orcs don't typically use missile weapons, right? They kind of shun that. They might use siege weapons, and the officers might use crossbows and mechanisms like guns and crossbows and grenades, right? They definitely use those, but they usually only use melee, right? Which is good for you in this case, right? Unfortunately, of course, they have a shield wall at the very front, right? And due to the vantage point, you're looking down the tunnel as far as you can. You try to cast it at the ceiling, and sure, the ceiling might be visible, right, from your point of vantage or your point of view, you'll hit the ceiling, probably dead center, right? And you will affect a 40-foot radius at that point. But of course, you wouldn't be able to cast it further past that.
No.
Yeah,
No.
it wouldn't make sense.
But you can cast it all the way to that back wall, the ceiling at that back wall in front of us.
Trying to
It
do.
doesn't have to be
possibly,
closer than
Possibly,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can try to cast it the far wall over there if you can see it, which he can see it, yeah. So if he does that, he'll do that then.
As far as I can see.
Alright, so. Yep, so. Again, orcs prefer
Okay.
melee
We both
weapons.
die. It's fine.
Leaders can use mechanical
It's cool,
weapons.
we both die.
Yeah, he would step out into the position. There'd be a wall or a flaming oil covered area, right, preventing them or deterring them from wanting to advance, at least letting them just kind of wait out the fire. As he stepped into view, starting to cast his spell, they have a chance to withdraw, right? So you see a spellcaster casting, and they're gonna do that. They call him for a retreat. They try retreating. Let me see if so it's 10 seconds, right? They would see him appear. He would start casting. They would have 10 seconds to retreat. So let's see if they can actually full retreat. I'm gonna say their movement, of course, being that of course they're strong and sturdy, have armor skill in this game, right? For them on their side, that's how it works. So they all have their skills. They start retreating. They can retreat. So at default, they have 40 feet, but if they load on some armor, which they did, they'd be like medium to light footmen, depending on if they're polearm guys or if they're shield guys. Because their armor, they have armor skill, but their armor only weighs 30 pounds on them, and they only have armor and weapons. And as long as they're below 40, then they are light footmen, right? Or not 40, they have a different weight encumbrance, but a different average weight. But anyway, for the most part, they are considered light footmen, but the majority of orcs are supposed to be 40 feet movements, despite the armor they wear. So, let's see. Alright, so we'll say the heavier guys with shields move 30 feet, but the polearms, so on average they're moving 25 feet. So I'll do that for their average move speed. So not all of them will be able to escape. They'll move 5 squares out, right, trying to escape the blast, but they wouldn't. Not all of them would make it, right? A lot of them would still be trailing behind, trying to escape, but there would be no time, no space for them to continue the advance or the retreat. I mean, the wall would be hit. There would be a ball of fire exploding here. The wall does provide cover to those who are past the corner. So even though, you know, there's a wall here, so the flame would of course be covered on this angle here, right? Cover and concealment is a thing, so it doesn't just go through cover. So it would blow up in flames. All of this wouldn't be affected, of course, and I'd say about half of this is affected, right? Because due to the coverage of the wall, right? So we'll do like an angle, right? So these guys basically past this line wouldn't be affected because the wall blocks it out. So roughly like this, right? So about 6 of them, or 7, yeah, 7 of them are hit. Half their crew is hit, right? Over half is hit by the wall of fire or ball of fire, right? Explodes down the tunnel.
So like half of them automatically make their saving throw and take half damage? Is that what it is?
They're making
Around the corner, so they have cover. It's kind of like whenever you throw a grenade and you're behind a wall, it doesn't affect you. Same
yeah.
thing.
So these 7 here, right? They're gonna make a saving throw versus spells. They are affected. Possibly these guys might receive automatic half damage from the intensity of the heat and explosion radius, right? These 2 particularly. So they will automatically, they will still make a save, but they're possibly automatically taking half damage, right? There's still a forceful blow, the smoke, the heat, right? Radiates. So I will say because of that, right? Since they're technically still kind of in the radius, if there wasn't any cover, they'll just take half damage automatically, and they'll get a saving throw to take half of half, 25%. For surely though, these guys will take full damage unless they make the saves, right? That's a total of 7 targets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, rolling. Alright, their save is 16, so only one pass, the one furthest away, will pass. Which is this guy. He's going to take half damage. The damage with yours is your level 2 elf, so it's 2d6, and then double, because in our game magic is double against non-magical, right? So, alright, 46 plus 4, right? Or no damage bonus, just 46, I think. That's, yeah. 46 damage.
What we usually do is 46 plus 2.
Is it that?
Yeah, because it's 2 sets, right? Because it's one set is 1, and then the other set is 2 because of double damage. That's what you usually do.
That's for match missiles. 'Cause D6 is plus D6 plus
yeah,
1.
You're right.
So
you're right,
it's
sorry.
just
I'm
a
tired.
D6. Okay, so it's 46 for all but 1. So in this main area. So
I
they all
thought
took.
Fireball was 66. Did you change it?
Based on
I
level.
don't think so. It's based on level. He's casting from a scroll, right? It's not actually a spell. He can't cast it normally, right? Like if you're a level,
Yeah,
if you were the
but,
proper
I
level
mean-
casting it, then yeah, you would have a ton of D6s. But it's usually a D6 per level of the caster.
Well, Raw would be that every scroll is 66. But if you're not doing Raw, then I
Okay.
mean, that's fine. I just want to know if you're doing Raw or not.
I'm doing a scroll based on just the basic spell. So
Okay. So scrolls are affected by level. So if you have like a 14th level magic user using a scroll, they get 14d6.
Technically, they would get 28.
28d6. Wow.
I mean, there's no scroll
I
of
like that.
fire. Maybe there is. Let me see. There's 2 different kinds of fireball scrolls. I'm looking at the one that's just made from if you made a scroll, right? Duplicating the spell effect of a spell, which is what the ones that they bought are the ones that they bought. I mean, because like potion of healing versus potion of healing is based off of cure light wounds, but they're slightly different, right? Because potion of healing can't be reversible, right? Which cure light wounds is, right? But the idea of making potion of healing is you probably were a cleric who had cure light wounds and created a potion of healing, right? The difference, of course, potion healer are consumable, can be consumed by anyone, doesn't need to be red to be used. It can do other things too. I think like cure disease, or not diseases, but cure paralysis. However, it can't do what cure light wounds can do all the time, which is cause light wounds too, right? So slight differences. The fireball scroll that they're using is the one based on the spells that are normally crafted if they were to duplicate the spell effect of fireball. So the fireball that's listed in the scroll sections in the treasure area would be different, I'm pretty sure. That would be one that you found, or yeah, like a found one. So
Yeah, he's been doing it this way ever since I've known how he's done Fireball. Even if it's not like how it's done, I just accept it as
Yeah.
homebrew. Like, it is what it is.
Okay.
yeah,
I'm
they're
just
slightly
trying to hear
different.
what the
All of them are
homebrew is.
slightly different.
Okay.
Because
To
I
me,
know
that
potion
makes
of healing.
perfect sense.
I like how he does it. It makes sense based on level. It's easy to do. 2d6, then he doubles it. Like, come on.
Yeah, because the scroll of fireball, which is in the treasure section, is different from the one that you would make to duplicate a spell effect.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we're going off of that one. So 1d6 per level. Okay. So yeah, it's gonna be 9 damage. To all of them, except this guy. He takes 4 damage. Let's see if he dies. They all died except because they only have maximum of 8 hit points. All right, this guy survived it just barely. Yeah, 4 hits. The outer guys, these 2 right here, get a saving throw. They automatically take half damage. But there's a chance they'll take 25%. All right, one of them takes 25%. The other one takes half, and so that 9 becomes a 5 for 1, or 4 for 1. I mean. So let's see if he survived it. He died, yeah. And the one who made the saving throw will take half of that, so 2. Alright. So let's see if he survived it. No, he died too. Alright.
Rip.
Nice.
So this guy,
Yeah,
even though he
you
was
kill a lot of them.
yeah, he survived it. This guy was maybe one of the big ones. Maybe he was one of the leaders. That's why he survived. Right. There's a big explosion. He's on fire. He's hit by the blast. He's like crawling out of there. His guys pull him out. Right. And they're trying their best to escape the horrible situation they're in. All right. Would you guys, it'd be burning for a while. Would we pursue the loot, or because there's additional risk with that, or you just care about the
Yeah,
XP?
we would pursue. I think we would pursue the loot.
Okay, so we have to take on additional risk if we do that. We'd move down that tunnel then, right? Who knows what might be down there. So
I would say we take what we got and go, because we don't know how many more are down there. If that's where the reinforcements came from and such.
are we willing to take that risk? Go down the
I
tunnel?
mean, Are there
I mean,
are there
if we
heads
send
worth
the-
anything? Are there
if we
ears?
send the
and
two
some
fighters-
bounty?
Hey, but am I patched up? Because I only get like 2 hit points, right?
We got
So,
gold.
Yeah,
and,
Would we go in there to
Yeah,
claim the
I
loot,
know
or
too.
are we just
Our
out of
card
here?
is full of gold. I'm just saying, our card is completely full of gold.
Yeah. It's just we don't need more shit.
So, do we want the loot, or are we gonna just move on? There's a chance of an issue
I would-
happening, of course, if we go for the loot. Slight risk.
I need more information about what the loot is. Are there bounties on these guys?
The
How do
loot-
we get the bounties?
The loot
Yeah,
would be
there's
just their
bounties on
heads.
them.
Ears?
If you go down the tunnel, what you would
Their
yeah,
heads.
it would just be their heads.
You get money off their heads.
Okay, there's a few risks
How
involved.
much?
Risk one is that it takes time to loot, right? So while you're looting, you can get attacked again. Second risk is, of course, that the tunnel's not actually fully explored. So who knows what might actually be down the tunnel? They might know what's down there. We might have destroyed what's down there, but who never knows, or who knows exactly what dangers might lurk in the tunnel while you move down it, right? And the
Which is
final,
why we need to know how much these heads are worth.
right? Their
So
heads are worth
that's-
about 10
how much are
coppers
they worth?
each. They're about 10
10
coppers each. The orcs are a prioritized enemy technically, so the town pays double bounties for their heads, so 20 coppers apiece.
Oh.
We have all the orcs from the lookout room.
Plus,
already.
they got
We're
all the
chilling.
armor and weapons, but it's all burnt and destroyed now from the fireball. So the heads are all that's valuable, really.
Yeah, but we got the
It's
ones
like
from the lookout. We got
160 coppers. What's that worth? In XP.
You don't get XP for selling the bounties. You get XP for the kills for sure, though.
we get XP for killings. We get the XP no matter.
So
Yeah.
XP,
All right.
yeah.
I'm flexible. You guys decide what you want to do.
There's 3 risks involved.
That's 180 extra coppers right there.
Are you guys willing to risk
I
it
don't
all?
think it's worth it.
For just 160 more coppers.
I'm just gonna go get on my horse and let them figure it out.
Okay, so Vale's
You know
out
what?
here. You
Alright,
want
we
his
can
support.
get the guy.
Can I go with
If-
these?
if-
We can get the guy in the pit. We can get his body out.
If you
If you want to get his body out,
you
it's
can
gonna
do
take time
it.
as
I'm
well.
joining.
You're risking a turn to haul his body out, and that's possibly encounters, possible mishaps if someone doesn't know how to actually haul a enemy out of a pit trap, right, and end up jumping down
All
there
right.
too.
I can read a room, so I'm leaving.
All right, so Bethany's out with Vale, right? Algar, do you
I'm
want to stay
leaving.
back or do you want to loot?
Yeah, I'll take the cart. I'll take the cart. We'll leave.
Okay, you're dragging the loot out.
What about me? Am I still alive?
Yeah, you're still
You're
alive.
alive.
Yes.
They're carrying you out of there.
Yeah.
You're our loot. You're the. Our card is full of
I
gold.
think Ginkgo's in charge of dragging you out. Him and I think maybe
I am the heaviest man alive.
Johnson are dragging you out. You need 2 people to carry him out effectively. Johnson, would you be okay with helping Odysseus get out of here? Right.
We need to buy a stretcher.
We don't have a stretcher yet, so you have to carry him. Right. You and Ginkgo are in charge of carrying Odysseus out. Christian was interested in getting the loot, I think, and Algar.
I can carry him.
Are we still? Oh no, Algar's leaving now. He's going with the cart. So in the end, the party decided to leave. It sounds like, not risk it.
Yeah.
Okay. Overall, good haul, right? This decimated a ton of orcs. Got a ton of XP for it. Let's see. 3 escaped.
Okay.
No, 4 escaped. Yeah. Okay. Let's wrap up the adventure. You guys will make your way out. Let's make sure we get home safely first. Alright. Green skin encounters? No. Wandering monsters? No. Alright. Safe travels back to town. Crew was actually, we are a heavy foot crew. We have to do double. So. Alright. We still made it back safely. Because we have heavy footmen in our ranks. Marching on foot. You get back to town, and you'd split the bounties. You'd split the loot. You'd get paid out. Let's calculate everything. Alright. So,
Okay, I have to go, but I'll look and update my sheet later.
sounds good, brother. Thanks for playing. If you need help now, that's fine. We're just gonna go over the results and get you guys rewarded. But thanks for playing, for heading out. Have a good one. See you at the next one.
That was awesome. That was a hell of a haul.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Huge
you
roll
still do it the same way, but I killed like 3 rats and 1 orc when it comes to calculations in the junk.
Alright. For the most part, they just do
And
it
I patched
evenly.
the purchases.
If no one did any work,
But no.
might reduce your share. That's about it.
Yeah.
And if
But no,
did extra
anyway,
work,
that's it.
yeah. Alright. Take
It
care,
was
brother.
fun. Thank you guys. I'll probably be around again.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it was fun having you. Thank.
1.5 kills.
All right. So start with the giant rats. Their value, right? We're gonna start with their value in experience. 8 giant rats experience value. They're half an experience each, so you got 4 XP for that total. And their value in coppers, their head's worth 5. So you got 40 coppers for that. So that is giant rats. The reward for them, right? Okay, the crab spider. You carried it. You hold it out. Maybe one of you carried it home as a trophy, something like that. For one thing, it does have a bounty of 25 coppers. You went up to 65. It has an experience value of 2.5, so we might get some 0.5. So we'll do that for now until we can get the exact count. And when you sold it, its remains are actually pretty valuable. Its remains are worth because it's got silk and venom and all that, right? Or not, yeah, poison. Therefore, it's got a larger bounty or a larger payout if you bring the whole thing back, which you did, and undamaged. So it's little to no damage. The payout came to be about, we'll say, yeah, 250 coppers for its remains. It's because its poison is very valuable, or it can kill someone. And of course, the silk. So, kind of double its worth, right? They're pretty valuable to kill, I suppose. Or
So that's 315.
not
copper.
250. I mean, double its bounty, double the bounty weight. I mean, so it'd be 50. Yeah. So, that's right. 50 is the reward for that. So plus 25, you're at 85.90. Yeah. All right. So it's worth double its price just because its parts are valuable, right? So, body parts. You got paid for the head. You got paid for the entire carcass. Its webs. Its poison gland. And then of course, next up we'd have the heads of all these orcs, their armor, their weapons, and such, and the siege equipment. So, when it comes to these orcs here, which you managed to loot their heads, total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 orcs. One of them got away. If you remember, he threw him off the ledge.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the 6 that you did kill and loot, each kill rewarded you 1 XP. So, wait, let me double check. I think it's 1. Alright, it is gonna be, yeah, 1 XP each. So, it's 12.5 right now. And then, of course, let's see. I'm gonna say the one that you nearly defeated and caused to run away, we'll just round it up to 13. Right, you basically defeated him. That was pretty awesome. So I'll give you that 0.5, even though you didn't kill him.
Yeah.
And then of course, money-wise, they're all worth a bounty of 20. So you killed 6 times 20 is 120. So we went up to 210 coppers for the total. And then the siege equipment. Are we keeping it or are we selling it? If we sell it, you guys will get money. You can buy the siege equipment yourself when you need it. Otherwise,
We'll sell it.
sell it. That'd
Yeah, I
be the most
think we
fair thing to
sell
do, right? And easiest on
Selling it would be the wisest choice.
everyone's mind.
Didn't you
Right.
So, mad money, mad money.
Alright. So if you sell it, it's
didn't you say
250.
we had this house of cards?
So up to 460 then for the total bounty, or for the total party treasure. Okay, that's been sold. These have been sold. Weapons and armor. Okay, I'm gonna estimate an average value of their armor and weapons. So overall, their armor is not worth much because it's orc armor, so it's already 50%, and the other 50% again because they're selling. Overall, they had hides. They had helmets, heavy, right? And they had shields, heavy. 2 shields at least. So
Shields.
We'll start with- all the hides are worth very little to nothing. Their hides are only worth 2 coppers each. Okay, so that's 6 hides total. So you got 12 for that. So 472 for selling their heavy hides. Their helmets are worth 2 each as well. So another 12. 484. Right, it's more like scrap metal, like people can salvage bits for it and make more armor. Next, of course, is their shields, worth very little as well. One of them were destroyed actually, so there's only 2 shields, 1 shield sellable. That's just 2 coppers worth. So 486. Alright, and then of course, weapons. The weapons were pretty decent. Orc weapons are, you know, man-made or orc-made, and they're decent. They'll sell for half price. They're not penalized. They're maybe crude, maybe brutal looking, but they're good weapons. Therefore, gonna be half price. On average, their weapons are worth about 8 coppers each. So, on average, of course, or we'll do 9 because some had pole arms, some already have pole arms. So, yeah, we'll do 9 on average. So on average, you sold. No, we'll do 10 because they also had sidearms. So, we'll do on average 10 coppers for their weapon kits. So that's 60 extra coppers, or 30. I mean, sells for half. So 516. That's what we're at now. Okay, armor was sold, weapons were sold, siege equipment was sold. I think that should be everything.
Did you sell their helmets?
Yep, I did.
Okay.
Alright. I think that was everything. So we sold all the loot now, I think. Alright.
And we have the other coppers that we got.
What are you talking about?
What was it? The pounds of coppers?
No. That was in Siege Gear.
Siege gear? Okay.
Yeah, that was the value of the
we
siege.
sold that already.
Then I must have heard, because I thought you said we got like 50 pounds of copper.
No, it's 50
No,
pounds
it
of
was
siege gear.
500 pounds worth of
500.
Copper.
500 pounds
Okay,
worth
so
of copper in
The
I
gear.
mis- I
the
misunderstood
gear weight
then.
is 50
Sorry.
pounds.
Yeah, and the gear was 50 pounds. That's where you heard the 50.
Alright,
Okay.
finally,
Fine.
yeah, all good. Just making sure. I know you're just trying to confirm. It's all good. Alright,
Are we
Finally,
getting the XP for the other orcs that were killed?
but yeah, finally after the orcs, we get that XP. We're also gonna go over treating our guy's wound, right? We tourniqueted it with the belt. He managed to survive. You know, you did your best to tourniquet it, stop the bleeding. He was definitely injured pretty bad, lost a lot of blood, and he's gonna be bedridden a second time, right, to recover from his injuries.
The second time.
Yeah.
I guess Poseidon is
Back in business. Because the first time Odysseus almost died, he was plagued. He got the freaking plague.
Yeah.
And was bedridden from it.
And what about the jab to the stomach?
Now he lost his leg. So he's a scarred up character, right? He's always pale in the face because he's been diseased once, almost died from the plague. And now he's freaking missing a leg. Alright. You're gonna have a bunch of scars. So you manage to
Maybe he can get it back,
Yeah,
heal it up, you know.
we'll see. Your crew did carry your leg out. They threw it in the cart, so maybe they can reattach it, help it heal. But we did kill the blood flow. Alright, we severed it, or we stopped any blood flow, so the cells died there for the most part. Maybe there's a chance. Well, with a little magic, it might work. Okay. But more importantly, XP for all these kills here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kills. Another 8 XP on top of the 13.
And then there was 9 with the one that was in the pit.
Right.
Where I got that one.
Another one there.
Yeah, you did.
Oh yeah, I already took him. I already added him. Okay. So these have been claimed. Next tree that might explore here, we'll find a bunch of scorched corpses of orcs, right? Scorched orc remains. And then of course scorched tunnel.
Aren't I injured as well?
You guys are helping the dungeon build character. Alright. Let's see.
Hell of a haul.
It's definitely one hell of a haul. It's one of the better ones going on. But if ironic was just lost his leg.
Yeah. We only suffered one casualty.
Let's see.
It should have been you, boy.
Oh,
No, I would not survive.
Then again, I did take a straight 10 to the face.
Alright.
Wait, really? Wait, what?
And I maxed out on HP.
Oh.
But he rolled a 10, which meant I got to 0 and basically became, well, prey.
Alright, good job, guys. You did really good today. We're about to split the final, calculations up now. Let's see. Alright. So, starting with... We'll start with the experience, yeah. No casualties today. Oh yeah, before we split the treasure, actually, let's treat... You guys want to use the party treasure to treat Odysseus' wound? You want to cover his medical expenses? Before...
Yeah.
Oh, should he?
Yeah.
Okay. The party will cover his
course.
medical expenses.
What
Could
you
have been
gotta do.
anyone, right? So, if anyone's wounded and survives, usually the party uses the party spoils to cover the medical expenses of those who made a sacrifice for the team. In that case, it was Odysseus, right? It was a reasonable loss, and so he's gonna get paid, or his treatment's gonna be paid for. In that case, what would if you wanted the best care available would be through sorcery, right? In this case, clerical magic. I'm gonna consider this if we want to fully cure him quickly so he can get back into the action sooner. I'm gonna look
Can
at
I
this.
use my sway with the town to get him a better price?
Well, the fact that I'm now a priest.
Alright, it's gonna be cost cure serious wounds, right? To reconnect his leg. It's a 4th level spell, so it costs 80 coppers typically. The temple will charge 80 coppers. And yes, Odysseus, you are a C3, and your crew does have a little bit of leeway, right, as heroes of the town. So there will be a discount. Naturally, yeah, there will be a discount, and therefore the discount they'll help make you pay half the cost then, right? So it's a pretty big discount right away without you guys bartering, right? If you want to barter, you can. It might change. It might not be as good. But
That's good
overall,
enough for me. I'm happy with that.
50% is the cost to reconnect your leg. You're gonna have a scar there for life, but it'll be reconnected and mostly
I think
healed
we'll
up,
be fine.
cured, right?
No
So
way.
you got another battle scar to remind you of that fact that you almost died again, right? So scarred
Well, that's
calf.
not my fault. It was my comrades. Enough.
All right.
It looks like a Sailor Moon tattoo. Your scar.
It's been
Alright.
treated. Costs only 40 of the
Okay.
copper
Yeah,
of the spoils. So we went from 516. Let's see. What's minus 40?
Wait,
So
we would have to pay for that? Couldn't he pay for that himself?
We all agreed already.
We just
I
all
just
agreed.
asked.
We just all
Oh,
agreed.
It's a-
That's crazy, bro.
You know, a company, how they don't make you
you
pay
don't-
for your own. I mean, usually most companies in real life, right? They pay for your medical expenses, right? If you're, especially like hazardous jobs, right? So, someone's gonna get
workers'
injured.
comp,
If it
baby.
was work related, usually the work or the company
Yeah.
pays, right? I would
You can
consider
compensate.
Odysseus' injury well work related loss, right? He sacrificed his leg in that encounter. Kind of reckless, but it
Wasn't
was
Ion
maybe necessary, right? So your light wounds would heal over time, right? Your freaking light wounds, if you're talking about that, you could pay for it, but
Yeah.
you might as well let it heal naturally because it only takes a day or two to heal naturally. You heal at D3 hit points per day as long as you're eating, resting, and hydrated, right? And resting mainly. So, yeah, you'll be fine, bro. So, okay,
So
Odysseus.
Odysseus just 7.
Odysseus, your leg gets cured. The cured serious wounds won't heal your hit points since it did something else. It was used to, of course, reconnect your leg. So you'll be healing naturally over the few days, or if you want to pay for enhanced recovery, that's fine too. But for the most part, you should heal normally and you should be fine. Right. Over time, of course. Maybe give your characters a break, let them rest up, let them actually maybe enjoy their life for a little bit before you throw them back into the field. So those of you who are wounded, like Christian and Odysseus, you should let your characters heal naturally if you want to save some money and also give them a break, right? So let them it's not. You don't really need to save money because you have tons of money. It's more so just
I
giving them a
can't
break from having.
Technically heal a Christian without issue, can I not? I have
Yeah,
cure
you
light
do.
wounds.
You do. You can cure yourself and him. If you really want to, you can get back into the action pretty much for free, easily. However, you know, just consider maybe giving your character a break. You don't have to if you don't want to, of course. All right, but you might run them to death, right? Very soon. Okay. 516 minus 40. Let's get back into what we were actually talking about. So, which is the split of the treasure. 476 is gonna be split.
Poseidon will come back into action,
You want to give Odysseus?
but
break?
I want to see how much XP and
'Cause the-
gold
It'd be unfortunate to lose Odysseus right
Odysseus
away.
just got out of a trip.
Yeah.
It's a 476, Ethan.
Yep. Thank you. Yeah, I have it on the board. 476 divided 6. Appreciate it. Divided 7 ways. Or is everyone okay with everyone getting an equal share, or does someone think that someone in the crew thinks or deserves half or double share?
I think the people like me and Odysseus and like
How many guys?
Algar, I
medical
think we
expenses
should
paid
do
for?
more of a share.
We all made
I
our part.
disagree.
We all contributed.
That I can agree with. We all did our part. Some of us just took a risk and ran with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everyone did something to help profit this expedition. Even if you're in the backlines later, you did something. I know Bethany.
If I'm being honest here, the one who should probably get a bigger share is the one who kept the orcs at bay with fucking fire.
Yeah.
Algar. It is a very expensive, or not Algar. That was Vale, right? So for him to do that, he has to spend like 60 coppers every time, right? So it'd be a good idea to give him a double share so he can reinvest, right? Buy another one.
Yeah, that fireball was expensive, even more than my oil was.
Yeah.
Well, I do also. We got a whole. Oh, never mind.
So maybe the only one you might pay
I'm
out.
okay with everybody getting the equal share, even though I spent that. That is fine.
Yeah, this is on his part overkill a little bit for all the XP, but if you
I'm
want,
there for XP. I'm
he's
there for money.
XP grinding. So yeah, you guys want to do equal splits, or you guys want to give Vale a double share?
Personally, I think we should do equal.
Equal splits. Any objections? Last chance.
Yeah, equal.
Okay, equal splits.
Yeah, as long
Right.
as Vale doesn't object, equal.
Yeah, he's open to it. All right. So in that case, it's divided 7 ways. 476 divided by 7. 68 exactly. So you all get 68 today for coppers at least. Let me put it on your sheet.
68 coppers. Okay.
68.
I thought they were 6p for a second.
68.
Just
68.
gotta level up
All right.
everyone.
So starting Johnson, you went from 0 to 68. Odysseus went from. So you had 8 coppers on you still. You went to 76. All right, and then Christian, you had 0 on you because you banked your money. 68. Algar.
By a horse.
Okay, Algar. It looks like we forgot to bank your money. So. 42 plus 68.
110.
136. Wait, did I do that wrong? Oh, I did that wrong. Yeah. 68 plus 42. Yeah, you're right. 110. Okay. I misclicked. Alright, on my calculator. Ginkgo, you had 1 copper on you before we set out as the new guy on the team. You get 69 then.
69.
Nice.
Magic number.
Lucky night. Okay. Yes. Bethany, 68. And
Yep.
Vale, 68 as well. Alright, and Mitchell never made it. Okay, so let me just take a sheet off the board. Alright, lastly, the most important part for some of you, experience, right? Reputation. So 21 points. There's 7 of you, so it'd be fair to maybe split it evenly if you want, or maybe if you want. It'd be easiest and fair. It's 3 each then, right? Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 2 of you are Grognards, so you get double, right? So, your old soldiers
Which
do.
ones are the Grognards?
Odysseus
I'm
and
not a
Vale.
Grognard anymore.
It's a monthly subscription.
Man.
So
Okay.
Wait,
You're
how
heavily
much is that
invested.
monthly subscription?
it's like 27
For
for the
seven?
Grognard rank.
Right?
Alright. So they get double whatever they got, right? So they got 3, they get 6 then. So Geese, you went up by 6, you're at 54. Idle, you gain 3. You're at 7. I know some of you have free XP bonuses, right, based on your scores, but it doesn't really matter until you have at least 10 XP gained. So if you don't gain 10 XP or higher, it doesn't really matter. So I'm not gonna even check, because we did that yesterday for like people who had less than 10, and like none of it added up to a single extra point. So it's usually around 10 or more you can possibly get free XP. Let's see. Alright, yeah, you got your 3. Algar got his 3. Christian, you get your 3. You're at 4 now. Odysseus, you get 6, right? It's doubled. 37. And then Johnson, you get your 3. You're at 5. You're halfway there. Alright, good job, guys. We're making good progress, right? We're starting to build a good team. No one died, fortunately. Just someone lost their life today. That's about it. Alright. Good job. Thanks for playing, everyone. Hope you had fun. I hope to see you at the next one. Take care, guys.
And what time you do the next one?
I actually
Might
gotta
pull
go
another
to lunch,
all-nighter.
but if you guys are still awake after I get back, I'll be back in like an hour or 2, and I'll of course announce another game. So yeah, in an hour or 2 if you're still awake, you can come play again. But I'm gonna go get lunch. I'll see you guys.
Yeah, it's my bedtime.
Good night, Idle. Thanks for playing, guys. Take care.